antithesis of everything that Jared is about.
Oh, man. Dude, there's so much freaking news. There's too much freaking news.
Floated in the air. Hey!
Score great.
Fake away.
By the way, we got Don Burgundy for 2. He says, hats off to the second Metro on tonight. Just kidding, another keynote scene victory. I feel bad, Don. I mentioned it in the promo video of this, but if we didn't do anything,
It's our live show
vacation.
for this week, next week, yeah. So,
All right.
Are you ready here first, guys? Walmart is not racist anymore.
It's true. It's Adam and Eva, I think. I just been mixing it up a little bit. It's so bad on the opener just because.
All right.
didn't you see this last time? Yeah. It's literally like almost for
It's just endless looping.
I'd like a new countdown eventually here once we get.
How about you make one? Like, what are we talking about?
Yo.
With AI, there's really
Yo,
no
Eli, what's up, man?
Get a new countdown, and like even if you
Boy, do we have a lot of news. Like, I really could literally put out, like, so many videos if I wanted. Like, I literally should be putting out videos and filming content for videos. But I also want to play college football, you know?
pick a different.
I hang out with y'all. Plus, we could talk about the news while we're playing. So we're at game 11 of this first season. We went 5-5 with the A teams. Now we're going to do the B teams tonight. Starting with Ball State.
So it's all. Where's Private Flats Cross?
But yeah, I want to go over, like, just these are going to be like the points of discussion, really. Some of the stuff we're going to talk about. One thing is the quartering lied about being at Ren Fair after he was banned. He got caught lying. And basically Ren Fair came out and said, no, he's not allowed.
Fakio 7.
Thought Yo 7.
Didn't you make that video already?
No, he lied about his harassment. But yeah, I could have made a video about that, but instead we're hanging out here. Another topic of discussion. I had did you guys see, or did you see, Eli, did you see Argentina beat England? Argentina was down 1-0, and they came back and they ended up winning 2-1. My live stream did really bad that day. Like, that was the worst live stream I ever had when I broadcasted a sports game. I had pretty much no viewers, basically. And also, for some reason, college football keeps pairing up the same colors against the same colors, which is annoying. But yeah, that's another thing we'll discuss is Argentina's crazy comeback to get back to the finals. They're looking to be the first soccer team to repeat the World Cup since Pele did it with Brazil in 1962. Oh, did you? The game was boring for the early parts of it. But then England scored, and Argentina, there they are again with late game heroics. Ended up pulling out the win 2-1. So Saturday will be the third place match between France and England. And Sunday will be, oh, I'm going to call. It's spam. And Sunday will be the World Cup final between Spain Spain and Argentina. Also, the British Open's underway. I'm going to pull up the standings for that right now, here in a second. Come here, Doodles. Come here, dude. All right, I'm going to have to punt. That sack really drove me back.
Let's go, France.
Yeah, France is in the World Cup game, or in the third place game. Argentina and Spain are in the final. I don't know why they have a third place game at the World Cup. It's not really necessary. So, in other news, too, that we'll get into, game developers are actually mad at Sony. So, obviously, Sony's under pressure with fans and with regulators and with media companies. But now the game developers have turned on Sony for them going all digital. RGT's got a video on that. Dreamcast guy's got a video on that. We also got a video from Ozzy Cobb that talks about some freaky deaky stuff that Keemstar's been up to. We got that going on. It's a loaded show today. And we have a whole shitload of canceled Xbox games that have come out of the
People are
woodwork.
deleting their PS accounts because of it.
Yeah, people are really mad. Like, this backlash is some of the worst backlash I've ever seen in general. But we have a whole slew of canceled Xbox games that IGN Podcast Unlocked talks about that we'll react to. Halo multiplayer game was canceled. Avowed 2 was canceled, and they shifted it to New Vegas 2. We also have some WWE AEW news. So yeah, this is a loaded show.
Avowed 1 sucked.
I never played it. We also have news that the Trump administration's blocking the investigation of the Epstein-Zorro Ranch, which is wild. This is not good. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm going to start playing the clips and we'll discuss and talk and hang out. Wow. I blocked it! I blocked the extra point. That's the first time I blocked an extra point in a long time. First time maybe on this game.
She is uncomfortably skinny.
Never seen that.
Yeah, it's very rare. Like, I have less than 5 blocks in my entire career. Over 25 years of playing Madden. Or games like it. Woo!
Intro of that is Tomuscus. That is his new song.
Oh, come on, man. You gotta catch that.
Gosh, he's so mind-numbing. He sounds
that why he has her? Because she's so bad, it makes him look not as bad?
Could be.
Or it's true. They are the wrong ones, but now, yeah. I'm trying to
Damn it! I thought I was gonna be able to flip that out there.
Oh! All this talks about the fight. Probably it's on the middle. And then he admits to it, he talks to it. It's like, well, I'm on the whole page, so I have to fix it. It's not love. No, it ain't here.
That's why he's That's crazy.
They just go in the dashboard and change it. Like, I don't know how it works on Rumble, but, you know, on YouTube and on Kick, it's like 2 clicks and it's done. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. We might, you know, to be completely honest, we might have less like videos on the channel. We might do more. I might need to do more shorts and just do live streams and have less videos. Actually. And that, I know that's messed up because sometimes when a video pops off, it pops off, you know? Yeah, Halo soon. The reason why I kind of want less videos is because, to tell the truth, it's a hassle sometimes to make a video. Like, you film it in front of the camera, and then you have to upload it, and then sometimes YouTube it'll crash, and then you gotta redo it, and, you know. And it's like, I could just go live, and I could just do the shorts, because the shorts help. I get a lot of new viewers because of shorts, and I got a new sub today thanks to the short. And sometimes I've been putting out these videos, like regular videos, and sometimes they get single-digit views. I mean, I'm still gonna do videos. I just don't think the idea of doing videos every single day.
408 subs.
Yeah, 408's good. I like that. But the idea of doing a freaking video every single day or multiple videos a day is becoming less appealing. Versus, I could just say what I need to in the short, depending what it is. And if not, you know, I can also just discuss it on live. So, like for today, for instance, if I decided to do videos today, record videos today, I couldn't go live today if I did that. I'd be busy recording videos. Crap. Oh, good. I think he dropped it, actually.
Is being worked on.
Oh yeah, people were mad.
That was weird. This cat getting to go. I think there's something else with fucking second stuff.
There we go.
This is his excuse right there. Set the clock on purpose to change the color.
Not bad. 4 yards off of that.
ready to touch down. And even say,
We're gonna have to run it home,
Chair's trying to get kids excited. What? That's not a good chair.
shut it down.
I'd love to hear help, but talking about it.
Quick, let's go no huddle. Oh wait, 2-minute warning.
PC players are trying to get GTA 6 on PC by using a PS5 emulator.
Hey, the internet will do what the internet's got to do. They really want GTA 6 on PC. There's a couple teaser trailers I want to talk about that I seen online. Touchdown. So there was a teaser for Batman 2, the Robert Pattinson Batman movie. I'm super excited for that, but it won't come till 2028. And then there was the Wolverine teaser, just came out.
So, got another key witness going on there. There is a new regulation going on. So, a new broadcast guideline for female athletics, women athletics now. But they're now cracking down on certain camera angles and replays that they make female
We still
athletes
haven't
look attractive.
gotten a trailer for
So they make
Avengers
sacrifices
Doomsday.
for athletes, but he could say that this is chair's fun, this is no longer.
Yeah, that's weird. That's wild. Well, to be fair, to be fair, the Batman 2 trailer was just basically, it was Batman standing there.
Was that dirty old pen-like chair that didn't know how to use the internet? Was that a chair that looked the
That's supposed to come out in December.
No, honestly.
Still think it's going to?
It's a fun.
Maybe they're waiting until after Spider-Man.
Now, what's crazy is Alan is completely undermines Jared's
Yeah.
whole take, and it's in supporting this. Oh, just because it's just because
Did he drop that? He dropped it.
fuck me. It's not an ESFP belief that it's inspiring loss in men. And men are demons that are masturbating to the body. Jump back up to now, first boy. It's okay. It's not okay.
That's funny. The quartering was complaining that they're not going to try to show sexy shots of women like doing beach volleyball and stuff like that. And Mel undermines his argument totally, saying it inspires lust in men. So they were disagreeing. I picked it off!
Big Show is a gamer.
Nice. Alright, let's...
Yeah. What? Now we got up. This meeting a little after 2 o'clock today. I followed the business. It's not only. It's the entire show.
Oh, juked him out of his shoes!
That's gonna stop us. This business meeting. So Jared has a business meeting with Walmart, exactly like Sam Walton personally is meeting right there.
There's this lesbian girl in my mom's class who young enough to be my sister who wants my mom.
Trying to get
Wow, that's crazy.
get coffee, right? Coffee. No, get that.
Oh, I had it in my hands. He dropped it.
That was pretty long.
Dude, that's what's wrong with society. A chick like that age should be wanting you, Eli.
Yeah, being available on Amazon is really easy. Being available on Walmart is very hard. I hire a different attorney to I don't even know if you can put the money. Excuse Oliver.
My mom said she was ugly.
Oh. Well, look, your mom is attracted to men, so I don't know. Did you see her? What did you think?
See, it's just gonna be another big.
We're going for it.
Yes, this is true. Yes, Jeremy. Don't need this another bag of coffee available at Walmart amongst all the other. By the way, for Jeremy, back to
Nah, I haven't seen her.
in Walmart, it's gonna be the long shelves.
You should be the judge. Watch, she shows you a picture and it's like some baddie. I've heard plenty of women call other women ugly, and then you look at the picture, you're like, really? Are you sure? Oh.
Because it's very easy to get a product in the Walmart marketplace, and that will be declaring that it's in the shelves of Walmart, okay? But it's not the same thing. We all know that.
Needs that Amazon does. So, I don't know. If I could see his income from coffee, I assume he makes the money. Exactly. Right?
Okay, good. They called me out. Oh no, they said I was in!
There's a
Oh, we got one
person
time
that
out.
says
I need to
having a
go.
beard is a sin.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. If people thought he was a successful comic to him, people perceiving him as rich and successful.
Wait, I'm sorry. I missed that last chat, Eli, because I was in the middle of a play. I'm taking the field goal.
$2 more.
If you can repeat that last chat about the pastor.
No.
I saw something about a pastor, and I missed it. I was right in the middle of the play.
Walmart is 15%.
Like, this isn't even true what he's saying. Like, anybody will tell you their margins is lying. If he thinks in his mind that this is building trust, that people will trust it.
All right, we tacked
There's
on
a
a field
pastor
goal.
that thinks having a beard is a sin.
Get sketched out.
Having a beard is a sin? No.
Like he's over.
That's ridiculous.
And he knows his product is garbage. That he has to create.
Literally, Jesus had a beard.
There's no trust because everyone knows it's a fucking product.
Oh, not even changing prices. I sell maybe 10,000 bags a month. That $3 difference is $30,000.
I have heard people in the past say having long hair and a beard is a sin. I have heard that before, though. Not a sin, but that it's wrong, or guys should make sure they don't have long hair, and that they are clean shaven.
No, actually, looks like she wants to. She's being paid she's being paid $500 to sit there. This is one hell of a
Oh, he got laid out.
And she can't even pay attention to the coffee shit. It's literally her job.
The Messianic prophecy in Isaiah 50 says the Messiah will have their beard plucked from their face.
Well, I guess, they could have ripped out his hair, right? They ripped out his beard when they beat him and stuff. 4th and 2, if he's going to go for it now and I stop him. Melanie Mack sounds like a dying cat. She's like, oh, wow. Melanie Mack is a fake Christian. Jeremy Hambley's a fake Christian. He got the first. Hi, Doodles. Good girl. So yeah, this weekend we're gonna stream a lot this weekend because we got the British Open and we have the World Cup third place game and World Cup final coming. And then that's it for sports for a while, to be honest. Then we're hitting the complete dead area of sports.
How's little man doing?
Little man's doing good. He's laying in bed right now, chilling. Thanks for asking, man.
Long hair. No idea that they were trans. All of them, yeah. So, okay.
I'll say, you know what drives some people, well, drives some Christians up the wall more? Isn't guys who have long hair and a beard, or short hair and a beard, or short hair, no beard. When they do long hair, no beard, they hate that the most. Long hair, no beard.
YouTuber from you know what I did? Okay. I said to him, hey dude. So it's completely different. The original story was that Jared accidentally misgendered trannies. And then the trannies were cool with it because they were trannies. Right? Now it's
My stepbrother has long hair and facial hair.
Gendered language to trigger the trannies. But they were so basic.
Yeah, but they don't like the long hair without facial hair because that makes it look like a woman. That's what I always heard. You know, it depends on the denomination as well.
About the St. Louis shooting.
No. I know that another news story going on that we haven't covered is the Tyler Robinson trials going on. I think that's the guy that killed Charlie Kirk. Oh crap, he's got all this room.
You know what the second means? I don't care. I don't get offended by that stuff. Y'all doesn't want to hear. First of all, never happened. Second of all, y'all doesn't want to hear this. The audience doesn't want to hear this. They don't want you to humanize trans people. Like, that's not what people are here.
The casino guy announced to respect the pronouns. And when we fucked up, I don't care about my friend. I don't care. I don't get offended. Then why would the fucking casino announce the pronouns if this person doesn't care if you try to get fucked?
That's what he said to me, and then he proceeded to talk about Demon Slayer, and then he what? So your nose dying inside. So he starts talking to me, and he talks under the train.
We gotta stop this guy from running up the gut. That's what he was, every play, that's what he's trying to do. Ah, yes! We got the stop! On 4th and inches, he decided to throw. He had the guy open in the end zone.
So uncomfortable because, like, as far as like felony matter is concerned, Jeremy is just made out scenes on.
Round of the corner.
When are you gonna watch Spider-Man?
You know what I mean, Jared?
That's the problem, dude. When am I gonna find time? When am I gonna find? Maybe sometime this weekend I could watch one or two. I just don't know when I'm gonna have the time. But I need to watch them all. I should. I'm gonna go watch the 4th movie.
Take the seat from the now base black man Tia that called the tranny the app slur, the tranny left.
Yeah, but how does the guy feel? I was sitting next to him.
Yeah, and then everybody, like the dealer stood up and clapped. like, if you go
Has it been
My
storming
doodles.
where you live?
Yeah, what about you?
Out laughing about 4 double ten.
hold on.
4 double ten.
It was yesterday.
Oh.
Oh, he hate all this shit. Like taking 8 shots of vodka, and then all the just when he had sit there and fucking
I love that play because it was basically he pretended to block and then he peeled out.
Like, I guess I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can hold laugh. Shop at Walmart or Amazon. You sell out, Jeremy. Hey, what did the team say? This black guy was just an absolute piece of shit. The team. Dallas, over that. That's big stuff. Take a side. Big grab. Still like getting the gloves for the cans at Walmart. Paying my money rather than my friend. I hear you.
Blacktop, exact same hot top bro that held the Walmart door for him as he painted the stall with both legs.
First down. I'm waiting until the 2-minute warning. I'm milking clock now.
Like they would make this public and proclamation respecting the like this didn't happen.
And, maybe even if I want to get fucked, my wife and I will be fulfilling those.
Wait, I thought he said there would be no laws. Okay, so now Cher is pressing out for not working, saying that she's lazy and doesn't do any streams or videos.
Well, sure. How many videos anymore?
I haven't been at all.
You got married and then you
Yeah, that's going on lately. I do want to start a keto/carb keto.
She's starting to die.
7 carries over 100 yards rushing for that guy.
Yeah, so that'll be how soon.
We do a little so after you started, like you give me a why is she still alive?
Now L is going to give Jared time, and he's down.
I'm running the clock down.
Yeah. I'll do it.
I love it.
I'll the results. How about that?
My dad was shocked I didn't know who Cheech and Chong were.
Not a lot in your generation do. That's before my time as well. I mean, I know of them. I've never watched the movies. But a lot of like the buddy comedy movies that I liked in the 90s and in the 2000s, like Harold and Kumar, Tommy Boy, stuff like that, or any of the movies where you get like high and then you go on road trips or stuff, or buddy comedies, really started with Cheech and Chong.
Come on, call, and then we're going to. What's it? Dad's gonna come on a call.
Third and goal. I'm surprised you didn't use his second timeout.
Now we'd love to see that. I've got to jump on a call. And,
Incomplete. That's going to stop the clock for him.
Stop fucking ball pounding.
and we'd love to see watching that. I've got to jump on a call. And,
All right, we're up 13-6 with 51 seconds left.
down here. He doesn't have that foot. He's calling on the play.
Now I've got to jump on a call.
But what's he playing? Oh. Yeah, there's no audio. Oh,
It
and
was
this
from the different routes.
yeah, because you see the speaker, right? And it's something great.
And
He's watching bullets.
So if I were him, I would have just called the timeout immediately. It's going to waste too much clock.
nations that it's not even enough. Also has to watch the
By the way, this is my favorite way that they've done the clock in this year's football game, because I just realized in like Madden last year and college last year, they would accelerate the clock in between plays, and they don't do that now, which is better, I think.
Now I've got to jump on a call, and we're going to.
All right, this is gonna be fourth down. This is gonna be it. That's gonna be it for him.
One time me and Triton and his friends watched Airplanes 1 and 2.
Oh, that's cool. That's neat.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, I'm not ignoring those guys. I just don't have Discord anymore. So that goes for everybody. Well, that didn't work out for him. I'm going to get that dub. I gave up the opening touchdown, blocked the extra point, and scored 13 straight points to pick up the win.
What is happening on the other browser? He must have been so nervous about playing the porn by accident that he went to his YouTube channel. So you heard him talk for a second.
Eastern again with our normal show. So make sure to follow the channel.
But there is 100% another browser open. Where we're he is watching fucking porn.
All right, I'm ranked number 7, so if the season were to end right now, I would be in the playoff. If it was a 10-game season like last year, I would have missed. It's a 12-game regular season.
See you tomorrow.
So this is the 12th and final game of the regular
Who won
season.
the championship?
The legend.
Mendoza, the Raiders.
We start this show with somebody who is performing at the top of his game late.
All right, we're going to Baylor.
Father time, get out. Somebody who knows how to leave a mark when he sees an opening.
No, too far.
And it's LeBron James on his Instagram stories. Yeah, there he is. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that is fantastic. I gotta get that frame, right? No.
I kind of like Baylor a little bit. They got interesting, colors, yellow and green.
Baylor is an hour
I
from
can
me.
kick with my right foot too.
Oh, wow. Is Baylor closer to you than Texas Tech?
Messi knows how to kick with his left and his right, and then break it off somewhere where it does not shine.
There's Texas Tech's in Lubbock.
Finding every
Texas A&M's in College Station. Obviously, Texas is in Austin. Houston's in Houston. SMU's in Dallas.
all-time goal scorer, and he will finish this tournament as such because Mbappe has been bounced. He leads the World Cup all-time in assists. Nope. 1 and 2. Yes. One where he drew 3 English defenders to him on the right side of the Argentine offense, only to pass it to an open Enzo Fernandez just darts past the keeper Pickford.
Texas Tech is like 5 hours away.
Oh, Texas is a big state.
Just for everybody.
Oh, what a genius play design I just threw up there with the motion for the touchdown. That was fucking great.
Strategy. Try to play defense after he scored starting the fifth minute. 5 minutes to go. And Messi behind Fernandez.
In LTH.
And we're all laughing. By the way,
That was great.
kind enough to post on our YouTube channel all of our World Cup videos. They're enjoying our fresh set of eyes, if you will. It's loving it.
Both Baylor and Longhorns College are within an hour from me.
Oh, really? I didn't know Baylor was that close to Austin.
Baseball game, tie the game, it's not up. Here's the equalizer. That's a leveler. Just love the language.
I know Texas plays Texas State in week 1 of the college football season. I don't know where Texas State is and why that's not a bigger college. Intercepted! Just stepped out. I know Baylor plays Auburn in a big game in week 1.
How much space? Get it far enough away from the 2 defenders that weren't
Touchdown!
Texas State is in San Marcos. My cousin goes there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they play Arch Manning and the Texas Longhorns.
The king of PlayStation YouTube back with yet another PlayStation video. And I have obviously been very invested in this
week 1.
PlayStation and the physical game distribution.
So we're about to do, maybe you hear it in the background, maybe you don't. I'm about to do the videos about PlayStation developers. RGT 85's take and Dreamcast guys' take after that. But yeah, Baylor plays Auburn. Texas plays Texas State. Personally, I'm surprised I didn't go out of bounds considering I hit red. But personally, and I know I kind of said this last year, but this year I actually really believe it. I think Texas is going to win the national championship. I think Arch Manning's going to win the Heisman. I think last year was a bit of a learning lesson for them.
Starting in January of 2028, and of course the fallout from it. CEOs selling massive amounts of stock.
I think Arch Manning's going to be the number 1 pick.
8 developers even talking about it.
In the 2027 NFL Draft.
If PlayStation did it like Nintendo where it was a disc that had the download code on
It's
it.
been a very debatable topic that has been going on with this. But one thing I don't think PlayStation necessarily expected...
Well, I think the whole point is they want to stop having to produce the disc at all. And they want to force everything into one storefront.
Social media. But day in and day out, this has been a massive discussion that doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Now, of course, you have to look at something else going on with this situation that is kind of an unintended thing. And it's something that I talked about after PlayStation ended their hiatus of going silent after announcing that PlayStation was getting rid of physical game discs in January of 2028 on places like Twitter. It took them like 5 days to actually respond to anything. And when they did, they didn't say anything about that. They just talked about a new fight stick. And a bunch of people in the comments of that video and in that tweet were yelling at PlayStation, but also yelling at the people that were in the video. And the people in the video had nothing to do with this. So this is something that I was it continued to happen whenever PlayStation tweets something. Well, it seems like a lot of developers are pissed off. And we're going to talk about why. Because there's an unintended effect that is happening right now where the PlayStation...
Yeah, he was able to catch the edge.
That if you're associated with it, you are now catching backlash. First time on the channel, hit that subscribe button. Without any further ado, let's get straight into this. So this is coming to us from this tweet via Moore's Law is Dead. Now, The original tweet is in Spanish, so, it is being translated by Twitter.
Maryland's, it's gonna be weird to see Maryland with a new quarterback this year. I'm so used to Talia Tungavailoa playing there, to his little brother. He played there for so long.
What's the worst injury for an NBA player?
Selling out thousands of dollars to Sony just for the
I have to, I don't know. The one that, when you asked that question, the one that stuck out to me was when Tyrese Halliburton tore his ACL, Game 7 NBA Finals.
Anonymous sources within the industry, within the studios, are blunt. They're furious, shelling out a fortune for premium marketing.
Or I think of Kevin Durant blowing his Achilles in the NBA Finals, Game 6
It's a sweet deal
of 2019.
Giants like Rockstar won't take kindly to see their millions invested in GTA 6 marketing end up buried under insults aimed at the Japanese executive. So,
blowing apple fucking hurts.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Of course, Moore's Law is dead. I believe, the video is put down here for it. And it really brings up some very interesting points about how marketing works. And
I had nothing.
I don't necessarily agree with this end thing, talking about GTA 6. I'm not worried about Rockstar. I'm not worried about, Rockstar's bottom line, Rockstar's marketing budget. They have billions of dollars to piss out their ass if they want to. I don't think they care about this. I'm more so focused on smaller companies with this. Now, yes, in order...
Oh, that did not go as smooth as the first time I ran it.
It seems like some people don't understand that. They don't understand how marketing works. Like, when a company hits me up and wants to do something...
Threw it too flat. I wanted to go more over.
That's how advertising works.
Yo,
Bigger companies.
if PlayStation did it like Nintendo where it was a disc that had the download code on it, what's the worst injury for an NBA player? Blowing apple
Gotta have to
fucking
punt.
hurts. My parents made me walk to the car too because they didn't know how bad it was.
I can't believe this is still the first quarter.
Bitching, but people still like it. Let's look at this. PlayStation just reposted this. Tila of Mice and Magic. Tila of Mice and Magic is coming quarter 4, 2026. Thank you for 1 million wishes. This is huge for our tiny magical mice. And you look at the ratio here, and it's concerning. It's a little bit concerning. This is a small studio making a game, score little video game. Okay? They have nothing to do with PlayStation ending physical games. But how did their tweet get over? Well, they went to say, well, let's take you a small pause from social media to put our heads down, focus on the game, and prepare something special for you. See you soon. Okay, let's look at the rest. It's not going well. Oh, boy. Oh, God.
End of the first quarter.
Nobody is talking about the game. Everyone is talking about the bigger issue. And Power Watch, I'm not going to look at because you have Star Wars license, for Christ's sakes. Pro Gen Footy. Done by Umbrella, Tinkertown.
I think them going to 4-minute quarters instead of 3 minutes like they did last year and getting rid of accelerated clock was genius.
So just by PlayStation.
Wow, I took a bad angle.
Hellraiser. Oh, my muscle box. Don't take this out. Don't take this out on Hellraiser. This game to be successful. I don't want the game to be successful. I want the game to be successful. Don't take this out on poor Hellraiser.
Not good. He's moving the ball against me at will right now.
Okay, there we go. Consumer rights, talking about game catalog. I'm not really interested in that. I'm more interested in the stars.
Just like that, we're about to have a tie game.
Denshan attack. Like, you're going to get crippled by this. Look. I mean, Jake, Genshin Attack has nothing to do with this. Like, I get it, but it's something that companies are probably pissed off.
Now the question is, will a loss be bad? If I lose, will I lose enough that I'll get all the way where I'm not even in the playoffs? Because top 12 makes playoffs.
Their game is now about to go.
If I win, will I do enough to have earned a bye?
PlayStation saying, hey, well, we're about to release the game. We want to do some publicity on your social media. How many followers? 44 million followers. That's a lot of impressions on your game. 218,000 impressions on Pro Gen Footy. But nobody is talking about the game itself. Nobody's interested in the game itself. And if you don't think companies aren't pissed off by this, of course they are. Of course they are. Poor Moss. Look at Moss, which is now going from VR to non-VR.
Come on, dude! You have to pull that down. You had a step on him and everything.
This is absolute bullshit. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care about the bigger companies. They have a hard time.
Fuck!
Spend your marketing budget properly. You should have hit up RGT85, okay? I am an upstanding citizen.
Wow,
a
Maryland
fine young
tied
man
it.
who never makes anybody angry at them. And keep them up. And, I feel like there would have been less backlash for you working with me, and I wouldn't have charged you as much. Like, don't think that these are cheap to do. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars because of the 44 million impressions that you could potentially get. But PlayStation has stuck a dildo so far up their ass this generation that now it's starting to come out of their mouth, and it's affecting everyone around them. So I fully believe this story.
He's going 5 wide, 4 on one side.
Pissed off. And you should be, because you have nothing to do with this. Smaller developers have nothing to do with this situation. Yet
I'm bringing the house.
of PlayStation's piss poor decisions, piss poor management of the decisions, and piss poor messaging of the decisions. Because they haven't said anything. And they're just going to go along with it. They're going to wait for GTA 6 to come out. Once that's a success, because GTA 6 will be a success, they're going to justify their actions. The shareholder asks for something, they're going to put the GTA.
Wow. I brought a freaking goal line defense and everybody just got pancaked.
Studios are now having to promote that they have a physical version of their game and it's not a code in the box. And some people just go along with this. Where was I looking yesterday? I was reading Push Square. I like to look there sometimes. And I was reading in the comments of an article.
You might
People are
lose.
like, there's nothing to do about it. It's fine. Digital. And it's like, damn, man. How are y'all going to call other people bootlickers for political affiliations and stuff like that? And you're not licking the boot of somebody. You're sucking the teat of them. You're like, yes, delicious. Yes, give me more. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think developers are pissed off?
Yes, guys, here today we're talking about PlayStation backlash because now it's coming from both directions. And if we just,
Fumble! Fumblerooski!
Let's go. The first guy that we PlayStation 5 Pro, the PlayStation Portal, lately has been close to the line of PlayStation 6. But according to his sources, people that are making games for PlayStation are incredibly pissed about the end of physical games because, two, this is going to screw their bottom line. If you start making every game more expensive, every game digital only, it's going to lead to less game sales. That's going to hurt them, even if it technically increases. Still,
He tricked me.
this is specific.
He freaking tricked me.
These people are about
The hole opened up and, yeah.
because it's now getting sprinkled in. Every single post that PlayStation makes on any social media in any language worldwide.
Oh my god, dude! Another freaking drop!
to the point in which it's actually even started to
What the hell?
stop Christ. It just seems like nobody's excited for next gen, and you know what? It actually gets worse because last night they also announced they're about to stop selling physical anime discs as well. Because yes, Sony also owns a bunch of anime companies. Let's break it down.
Oh yeah, I didn't know about this. Because Sony owns a bunch of anime companies, they're gonna stop selling physical anime discs as well.
Okay, I think if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So, it has now been about 14 days since they originally revealed the end of physical discs. And the way that PlayStation originally pivoted in is they said, like, oh, you know, 95% of people are already fully digital. We just feel like it's time to rip the band-aid off. Instead of trying to constantly cater to such a niche demographic, we're going to go all digital now and just save you the trouble. Now, this has been met with tons of data that is absolutely a lie. And we're going to take a look at the data later here in this video that shows that literally physical discs
Well,
do
I had no
predominantly
way to
still have
use
the
those
entire game
lower.
on it. And additionally, physical discs still sell way higher than PlayStation is willing to admit. But here is PlayStation's strategy for the last couple of weeks has been to flood their
This has been a hell of a game.
and then try to have their in-house press outlets claim nobody really cares about this. No, the whole control thing, it's just a temporary bit of drama. It's not really affecting the future of video games. And yes, they're absolutely desperate to silence us. To the point in which they're even banning people in their live stream chats for mentioning the importance.
Oh, how do you get her by that?
Here's the real thing. Onslaught's Dead has said that third-party studios are shelling out thousands of dollars for Sony.
Unbelievable, dude.
These promotional.
Oh my god.
Very, very highly sought after. Now, I have a chance to talk to developers specifically. I get to be in some most important meetings sometimes. And a big thing that a lot of developers talk about is the fear of backlash.
Are you too
that
focused
isn't
on the
about
game to
itself.
forget about
some
chat?
developer said something stupid, or the company you're working with gets you into trouble. Games are so expensive to make. You want everybody laser focused on the game itself and not all that like accessory stuff. A lot of people are mad that right now, instead of talking about their games, they're talking about backlash. And also, these tweets
Wow.
cost tens of thousands of dollars. And literally, you can literally click the PlayStation account right now. Every single tweet, death of physical games, death of physical games, death of physical games, death of physical games. Literally every single one. Look at that. Sony is pushing for this all digital future without being upfront that it's limited to PS5 download.
This sucks.
Expanded storage requires expensive SSDs, digital games for licenses, not true ownership. Literally every single tweet is about that, and it makes it clear. But if you are this company trying to basically like, oh, here's this new game, PS5 Pro Battle, here's Call of Duty, and it's crazy. Everything to know about Sony pushing a digital monopoly, because that is what this is. The problem is, with the current wave of outrage and massive complaints flooding PlayStation profiles, every data announcement is getting buried beneath the community's hates, and the sources within the studios are blunt. They are furious. Shelling out a fortune, premium marketing owned your needs now to met with toxicity towards Sony's policies is shattering public trust. Charging developers a visibility tax is a sweet deal, but if PlayStation doesn't fit its public image shoe, giants like Rockstar won't take kindly to see their millions invested in GTA 6 marketing buried under insult paid to Japanese executives. Now, this is a lot of things that people have been talking about, which is originally PlayStation app and even PlayStation account itself for a while had a little GTA 6 logo. It was actually like GTA 6 themed. You can see here at the top. They even had to remove it here. There used to be a banner as well for GTA 6. This was for like the first.
I freaking caught it! But times ran out.
And then it's the backlash.
I needed that done in the first throw. Or the second throw. Not the third and final throw.
Sony paid a ton for exclusive advertising rights. Now, obviously, GTA 6 is going to sell most on the PlayStation, but it seems like Sony basically want to make sure this sold not just tons of copies of the game, but tons of the consoles itself. And now Sony is basically getting hit with Rockstar themselves saying, look, we don't want our color screenshotted a million times over under your backlash. Remove it. We're making you enough money. It is not worth it. And this is crazy. Ex-PlayStation developer executives says digital games won't be cheaper even with discs going in. The industry would prefer to maximize revenue however possible. Now, this is still my main concern, right? It's that there is still this loosey-goosey concept that digital games will be cheaper for us. Now, PlayStation has never signaled this. No company would ever dare signal this. But the claim to fame is that, oh, if it's cheaper to give you the game, why not make it cheaper? That's absolutely not going to happen, right? Even right now, people are talking about summer game sales. Look at the amount of boycotts. It is crazy the amount of stuff. Look at 36,000 likes from a tweet that went up yesterday saying, don't buy digital games no matter how cheap they get. There's just more and more data that basically physical games are literally cheaper, dramatically so. Another reason losing discs stinks. Physical PlayStation 5 games are often cheaper. A study showed savings up to $57 per game for digital, and our own check about $162 saved for 5 games versus $320 digital. Nearly 50% of our prices a deal bring revenue. And that's the thing, right? It's twofold. Okay, so I pay less and I get a physical game. Why wouldn't I want it? And it's also the fact that there's more and more people saying that almost all games, 93% of all games, are fully playable offline with just 4% locking on online content. I think this very much shows the fact that straight up, PlayStation is lying. PlayStation is screaming this all digital.
Come on.
And also that you know, obviously want the all digital future when nobody does. But here's the thing they also rolled up last night. I have to just take it real quick because I feel like it is just how much PlayStation hates you. PlayStation bought this Crunchyroll. It's a big like anime app. It also has a store that you buy like figurines and like plushies and the physical discs themselves. They're making it where you can only buy discs if you're subscribed to Crunchyroll Premium at the highest tier. You have to be paying literally $17 per bearman to even see the store that lets you buy physical goods. This is insane. This is just so crazy. No disc, no buy. Boycott Crunchyroll, boycott PlayStation, boycott Sony. They gotta just go into overdrive. This to me is psycho. Well, truly, when I saw this, I thought this must be some sort of mistake. Like, how in the world could Sony really be trying to kill every single aspect of physical media simultaneously? But they absolutely undoubtedly are. I mean, this is just a sign. This tweet goes beyond corporate.
3rd and 5.
It's what people call the ramification, restriction of media, which is the fact that it's like, okay, let's remove some shows. Let's make the games worse. Let's make everything just slightly worse and turn up the price until everybody.
I need another turnover.
That line that makes everybody fit. I gotta say, I think this is the line, Sony. Look at your stock price. Look at the amount of people. Look at the backlash. Look at
I've given up 28 straight points.
The line, buddy.
I started off with a quick offensive touchdown, then got a pick, and then scored another touchdown. Since then, I've given up 4 touchdowns and have scored nothing.
They know they simply cannot ignore us and do they. They know they can simply ignore us and do whatever they want because they'll put up with it. This, to me, I have been gaming since I can remember, since the Atari 2600. My literal first memory in my entire head is basically a crappy educational game on the old school Atari 2600. I think it was called Big Birds, Big Eggs. Literally my first memory is like blowing out cartridges and putting them into a system. It is wild to consider that we've got to a point where all physical media is being phased out for the tiniest bit of a profit. Killing the entire industry, killing so much art, killing so much for what they perceive as a tiny improvement to their bottom line. This to me is so psycho. And I have to admit, I'm extremely proud that the backlash is so dang light. I hope it sticks around, because at this point, they need to reply to us. This has been Topic Up Box. How do you feel about PlayStation? How do you feel about digital games? Tell me your thoughts in the comments.
All right, ready for the Keemstar Freaky Deaky story? I don't know anything about it.
2026, live on Fox 1, June 11th to July 19th.
Where am I throwing that to?
Available with YouTube. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
I mean, what the fuck, man? Guys, way over there.
Size advertising and 2 entrees for only $25.
So I just want to give you guys some
Well, that ain't gonna cut it. That's fucking turnover on downs.
Boxing Mama won the game. So last week, Boxing Mama won. We're trying to do some sus stuff. They were trying to do some sus stuff. So they basically tried to pin Yo Mama as a creep, very similar to like a V2 type of situation where they were saying, Yo Mama says creepy stuff, he does creepy stuff. It was all crap. It was all crap. They had no evidence that anything. Yo Mama was taken off guard by these comments and decided to come back at her. So during that camp, I heard that Wonder Woman got compromised and she was doing a lot of weird stuff. She was grabbing all over dudes. She grabbed all over Keemstar. She was dancing all over Twiggy. She was grabbing people on the camera. And she admits this. She was, she had drinking coffee and stuff, but she had drinking coffee. But yeah, so at Camp 1, she was a broken mess. And she kind of forgot about it, and I kind of forgot about it too. So Yo Mama decided to bring up some clips. So these clips you're gonna see Wonder Woman basically admit that, yeah, I was grabbing all over Keemstar. I wanted to do something with Keemstar. I tried grabbing Mike. I did all this stuff, and it's freaky. It's some freaky stuff, man.
It's more about Wonder Woman than it is Keem.
But there's some actual weird shit going on.
Used my first time out.
Take over. Let's get into it.
Thanks for watching, guys. Alcohol. I wanted so much about that tonight. I put the members only stream. A lot of it got caught because music shit, but it's still up there. I haven't drank. I'm gonna drink. I also Keem hates sport content. I'm gonna eat on stream. Sorry, I'm door dashing.
And the fact that your mom is bringing the shit out of you, I don't want to go through it again.
Have you considered?
And he went on the show. He went on the show and said, what was it that I touched? Casey corrected it? No.
It's not. He's a manager in the LCU, and he's, I think, entirely in charge of the staff.
I'm not finished yet.
He dropped it.
What happened at the Kid 1 that night when I was drunk? I have always said that. I've always said that. I didn't know that I had done that to keep up. I didn't know that I had worked on Twiggy. It wasn't until Twiggy went up on stream and said about the whole, brought up about Savage. And then it was brought up about me.
That should have been an interception. Now, if he's smart, he'll take his field goal and go up 3 possessions. And it looks like he's going to. Unfortunately. I was hoping to be dumb. Yeah. I'm gonna have to score and score quickly.
He's gonna drag me again. Does he care? No. He said that he doesn't give a fuck.
So I haven't done shit since I got my first 2 touchdowns.
Doesn't care about people's mental stability, how something that can affect something.
Alright, I don't care what Wonder Woman's saying on here. I'm going to Xbox Podcast so they can talk about all the canceled Xbox games.
Get these franchises into a place like Zelda or Mario.
Yeah.
Are you fatigued by Mario?
No.
Exactly. Like, and how has that been going? It's a lot of variety. There's a lot of creativity, and you have this talent. You have like these exceptional developers and teams out there. So leverage them to make something of their own.
Terrible, awful choice by me to throw that. I should have been picked off. I should be in a full-blown blowout right now.
Cats Unlocked, the world's #1 Xbox podcast. Now, finish this fight. Master Chief, out.
How you lose a game matters too in your ranking and shit. And quitting hurts your ranking even more. So I can't quit, but I also need to make this margin closer, or I might not make the playoffs.
Of Unlocked, which doesn't include when Unlocked used to be 3 red lights, which, by the way, I don't want to throw any shade at our IGN predecessors of days gone by, but naming an Xbox show...
Come on, dude.
Like, thing to ever have an Xbox?
Maybe I'm not sure I would know that, but it's online now. But
Fucking hit him right in the fucking body.
I'll shut up because I want to say hi to our birthday boy. What's going on?
There we go.
Made it another year, y'all. I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank my mom. I want to thank my dad. I want to thank all the folks out there watching Unlocked. I want to thank my haters. Y'all keep me going. Thank you so much for the engagement and the watch time. This is the one day where I'm going to ask everyone to say something nice, and if you're a hater, pretend to say something nice. That's all I ask.
And since nobody will see this episode until tomorrow, this extends to the day the episode publishes.
Oh, this extends for the whole week.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's your birthday week, yeah. It's birthday, essentially. We were just talking about it, but if your birthday is in the middle of the week, you get the whole week as
You get the whole week.
Like,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Well, I'm ready to enjoy school. 21 years old. I finally know how Sparks.
Nice. It's been a long time coming.
congratulations.
Yeah. Do we have a favorite restaurant, favorite spot where we're going?
In San Francisco, you know what? Nick and Nora's in Daly City. I'm putting them on. That's the number one spot right there.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to pull up on me,
Touchdown.
and Nick and Daly City. You know what I'm saying?
Buy the drink, people. Buy this. You did just turn 21.
I need a little bit of money.
First alcohol ever.
Now, why couldn't I do this earlier?
Sanchez, I'm clearly feeling, sounding awesome this week. Glad to have you
I
back.
did, thank you. Yeah, nobody on the show who listened had to hear me last week, but last week I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, it sounded like I was a dumb.
Onside kick.
I'm just gonna go to sleep, and I did. I slept all Wednesday, and it was very needed.
I told you, it's not the voice stuff that you've been unfortunate about. You had the actual flu. You told me, I think.
I think I just had like a cold or something, but something just like super knocked me out. So like the voice stuff just made it sound like I was not feeling.
Caught that right on the run.
Really not. So it's fine, but you know. I got
We need to stop for a turnover. We need something.
I guess.
Yeah, Altano and Khalid, we tried to hold down the fort in your guys' absence last week. But you were on assignment for us last week, so thank you.
Was, of course.
As you can say now, it's your Beast of Reincarnation preview, because it'll be up by the time anybody sees this.
Yes. Oh my God, yeah, I was thinking about you, Brandon.
Probably the smartest move he did. Throw that away.
It's a T-Balance podcast, but Beast of Reincarnation. If you want to go check out the video preview or the preview on the site, that is a fantastic game. I really like what I played of it.
Day one Game Pass, right?
Day one Game Pass, yeah. This was Beast of Reincarnation was shown off, I think, first or at least early at an Xbox Developer Direct showcase.
Yes, this is
Yeah. So this is a action RPG. If you play like Dio, or it's kind of Souls-like, I don't want to say.
All right, we can't have that happen.
But it does draw a lot from similar.
We just can't have. We cannot be giving up.
Gameplay, but precious boy, all
Freaking 2nd and 10, 13-yard runs.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, where you have ATB command system to cast spells, but you also have like a very precise parry system, and you have like that splash, and like that's the way the game works in terms of cadence. And I like that this game isn't open world either; it's open regions, and the story kind of funnels through those different regions as you progress in the story. And I think the thing I'm now most curious about is what it's doing with the story. I know how this game plays. I love how this game plays. I want to see it evolve, of course. I want to see it get more complex, get more challenging. But then when I play it was very
I need a pick.
more challenging, a little more interesting. But
He's going to actually put it in there like that with 5 wide receivers.
They might be doing something special there, but we shall wait and see.
and it's August what? Do you remember off the top of your head it's out?
August 4, that's close, maybe less than a month.
Yeah, I feel like, I was realizing yesterday, we're in, because every morning IGN has a little team meeting, everybody kind of goes over what's going up on the website.
Damn.
And it's been kind of quiet on the review side, which you are now heavily involved in on the review side. And I realized, wait, we're in basically like the only 2 not busy weeks of the year. It's like the only quiet time. Catch up on your backlog now, because starting with Halo Campaign Evolved at the end of the month, which we'll be talking about, it's back there, we've got it. July 28th, when that comes out, it's like non-stop for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
August is back.
GTA 6 stops.
Yeah, it's all members working 24/7.
Yeah. Which is great.
Honestly, I was like, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I'm going to be around all the time. But I think I was like, man, I should just take a week off, like right now, just so I can get out before everything gets crazy.
Yeah, do it now.
Yeah, we got your back. And rest up. You can't even call it the stretch run. It's like we're the entire second half of the year, maybe the rest of the year.
And then the beginning of next year, too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a couple of months.
Well, you got amazing guides work, helping people out, helping them walkthroughs on the games, and tips and tricks and maps and all kinds of good stuff. And everybody there appreciating the IGN Guides team efforts. All right, let's get going. The news not quite as grim this week. There have been no dire follow-ups to everything we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, but there have been a couple of very interesting follow-ups. We want to start with the headline topic this week, which is Obsidian's new Fallout game. So this actually broke while I was recording last week, and I didn't see it.
Didn't jump for it.
In the eye of the hurricane when I'm doing this podcast, Jason Schreier broke the story over on Bloomberg, and so I saw it later, and it is exactly what I've been calling for, and I think a lot of people have been hoping for, and that is Obsidian will now be roped in, and they're going to go back to making a Fallout game, just as they did with the beloved Fallout New Vegas. Bloomberg reports that Obsidian has scrapped plans for Avowed 2 and other unannounced projects to focus on a new Fallout game led by Josh Sawyer, one of the best RPG minds. Michael, as soon as I turn the floor over to him, you can tell everybody all about Josh Sawyer and why he's one of the best in the business. Sawyer was reportedly working on a different RPG that was structurally Fallout prior to this, so I wonder if they're going to try and maybe bring over as much from that to get a running start on this new Fallout thing. He also served as lead designer and project director.
We're actually going to have to score quicker than this.
Games franchise. Bethesda, the studio that has overseen the Fallout franchise for nearly 2 decades, will work with Obsidian on the project. So this is exactly what I was calling for a couple of shows ago. A small group of staff, will continue to work on Avowed 2 with the hopes of reviving the project later down the line. The news comes as part of Xbox's big reset, which has resulted in thousands of layoffs in addition to Microsoft parting ways with a handful of first-party teams. Bloomberg reports that, here's the real downside here, a quarter of Obsidian was laid off as well. So, that's the bad news.
Wow, 25% of Obsidian was laid off.
This is not the Fallout.
For some reason, he was uncovered.
Not unwelcome news to our sure, yes. With no disrespect to Avowed.
Completely uncovered.
If you ask 100 gamers, would you rather have Avowed 2 or a new Josh Sawyer Fallout game? Or is anyone picking Avowed in that scenario?
Yeah, that's, I want to preface everything by saying, the circumstances in which this is happening are not great, obviously. We've talked about weeks on end about how brutal this stuff is and how it affects real people's lives. So, when we talked about what happens next, right? And this being part of the vision of what happens next, the hope is that this is the tough part about being a creative. It's you don't want to be forced to make something. You don't want to.
Wow, you just dove in and took that.
Or something that you're not feeling necessarily. A job is a job, and sometimes
that's it.
The job asks, right?
Let's see if it's good enough to make the playoffs.
It's that makes up creativity, the medium as an art. That inspiration needs to come naturally, and it shows through in the game that they make. So the hope is that it's not a begrudging assignment necessarily, because Obsidian has it in them. They proved it with The Outer Worlds 2, and they proved it with Avowed 2, that they are still...
Let's see. I went 6-6. That may not be good enough to make the playoff.
And Avowed 2. Okay, cool. Yeah, Brandon, you're totally right. but they still have that juice. They still have that talent within them. And all the conversations I had with the people I know at Obsidian in the lead up to Outer Worlds 2, they're thinking about RPGs in the way that we should be thinking about RPGs. When we think about reactive systems, how to build characters, how to build worlds and stories within them that matter, and that matter to the choices that you make as the player. Fallout New Vegas obviously is still, to this day, some of the best in terms of that vision of an RPG. It's
I did.
Fallout, period.
I did make the playoffs.
In retrospect now, I'm just thinking about how much of a fumble it has been.
Anyway, I'm gonna get a drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Single player Fallout game we had was 4, which was 11 years ago. And so when I think about this move to ask Obsidian to make a new Fallout game, like this should have happened, or at least something like this should have happened a long, long time ago. You know, there's that Fallout remaster that everyone has been talking about, that everyone, well, a bunch of people apparently have seen in actuality, that is not official or even announced. That exists somewhere, and I'm not sure why it's still being held on. Maybe it needs more work, whatever.
Which was presumably the same people that did the Oblivion and others. I would assume are on that.
Yeah, so you would assume that people have said that thing exists. They've seen some form of it, so that's there. But in the 11 years since Fallout 4, of course, we've had 76. But you know, it's taken a life of its own. It's kind of a different thing. It's not nothing for sure. Like mad respect to the folks who made Fallout 76 and the people who play it. But when you have a marquee franchise that's been dormant outside of that, in addition to Elder Scrolls, it's kind of surprising that, you know, at Xbox you had this huge IP, and as we talked about before, you can do a lot with it. There's so much Fallout lore that can be tapped into.
Fix the fan.
It's just great for all kinds of stories. It doesn't have to be a big, huge RPG, but having Obsidian
Let's do it.
turn to that, I think that there's potential for some new
Boise State.
and if they can tap into what they did in New Vegas, of course, that's a long time ago, and having Josh Sawyer at the head of that, I think that's where you can get a bit more experimental, because if you think about New Vegas, that's fairly experimental. It was pretty out there compared to Fallout 3, which
We're
is
in the playoff.
a little bit more mainstream appeal, and subsequently Fallout 4 also was a little bit more mainstream appeal, whereas New Vegas was built for the sickos. So if Obsidian is on this, and then what they've done with Avowed and Outer Worlds, if they can
Going up against Duke
into a nasty RPG for the sickos in the Fallout universe, I think there's an appetite for that. Not just for a team RPG, but there's an appetite for anything Fallout. So if there's a silver lining, and in the wake of all of this happening, I don't want to rely on silver linings or even use that phrase necessarily. But if Obsidian is firing on all cylinders, and if this is what they're feeling, this could be something special, and this is definitely something that Xbox needs if it still cares about games and success and putting out good games. So that's my hope.
Miranda, what are you about with this?
So the first thing that I thought about was how I appreciate that they are letting a small group of staff continue some work on Avowed to sort of put that in the pipeline for the future if they're able to return to it. I think it's the hardest thing when you hear that, like something that you like that obviously this team wants to work on because they chose that, is getting scrapped in favor of something they're being able to work on. Is sometimes a little disheartening. I think there's been a craving for originality in games and just in media generally, and like a bit of sequel fatigue, not necessarily in the game space, but in others. So seeing Obsidian go out and try so many things is exciting, and I think this is one of the few studios, obviously, that has been putting out a lot of different kinds of games that have been exciting and interesting, and so to yank them away from that is a bit disappointing. Of course, when you pair that with the layoffs, that's even worse. But at the same time, we've been talking about this for a while, right? Like how Xbox has mismanaged not only its studios, but I don't think we really talk necessarily about its IP, except for Halo, which we lament about all the time. And we're like, what are you even doing? And if we think about it in the sense of acquisitions, you know, Fallout and Elder Scrolls fall under that as well. So, Ryan, you and I were actually talking yesterday in preparation for this show about...
Our 30-minute prep was literally
Fuck!
just you podcast. Go and listening.
Exactly, and one of the, I was thinking that, like, the heart of that was just about how like Xbox has this problem with maintaining its IP, and that doesn't mean running them into the ground. Like I think there's obviously when I say fatigue of a franchise.
Oh, did I get it?
Like
I got it, first down.
Okay, guys. But I think if you look at Fallout,
A 19-yard quarterback run. Let's fucking go.
To keep it tied in some way to the RPG mechanics, that doesn't need to be a 100+ hour game, right? Like it can live and play in so many different ways and still be Fallout. And I think that's something that
Threw that bitch away.
Xbox as a franchise has really been missing. And you can see that Asha Sharma and Matt Moody are just kind of like yanking everything, try to fix that suddenly. And the way that they're doing this, it feels extra bad because of all the layoffs, all the restructuring, everything they're doing. Instead of like making use of what they have now to push towards fixing it, they're like, well, we actually need to save a lot of money, so we're gonna make this with reports, we're gonna cut a lot, and then restructure. So I think if these hadn't come together in the same way, them refocusing like, hey, we do want to actually invest more in these core franchises that we really believe in and should be tied to Xbox, would make a lot. Not that they don't make sense. It makes sense why they would do that, but it feels really bad paired with all of what they're doing, especially knowing that a lot of the people that they're letting go have that like institutional knowledge and they have all this collaboration already built up at these studios. And so not only are you laying people off and like affecting these teams, their and the people's livelihoods, but also you're saying, okay, well now we're getting rid of your colleagues and now you're going to stop.
Come on, unpause it.
Running to work on it that you're
I don't have all night.
And they're pushing forward, and now you're going to do this other thing instead. So I think I guess I said all this to be like, the reality is, yes, this makes sense as to why they are moving forward with Fallout, why they're moving forward with these core franchises. But it feels really bad, so it's hard to be kind of excited.
Damn it!
And I think
I went to go throw that. It was the RPO.
Cool down a little bit.
Sometimes it doesn't register the button.
I will still be excited to play more Fallout. I love Fallout. But at the same time, I think there's always going to be that like aftertaste of like what happened here. And the constant reductions in mishandling of these studios and what they're doing.
On 4th and 7, we keep this drive alive.
I'm with you, but it's the right project.
Yes.
For kind of the wrong reasons. Not yes. Wrong reasons, but less than ideal reasons. So put it that way.
Yeah, it's like if I got something that makes sense, like I needed this like power or something, but then I wrap it in spikes and I throw it at you, and then you still have to open it, and I'm like, but this was good for me, like this is a thing that matches me, but also I had to like bloody my hands to get
damn it.
Like, it's really hard to like contextualize this tournament. Anyway, I just wanted to say that too because I think it's important. That all being said, and the reason I kind of wanted to get into this was just that what our conversation yesterday was that if you look at Nintendo, and I think they're the ones that are like the stakeholders because they have
you had room for days.
Franchises. You look at Zelda, you look at Mario, you look at Pokemon. They have constant cadences, even if it's not that one big thing you want. Like
4th and 12.
Waiting for the next big open world like platformer Mario, where I'm gonna go have that big adventure, and that's been forever since Odyssey. But that's okay because there's a bunch of other Mario stuff in between.
I caught it! I caught it!
People want to make the same from Zelda, right? Like, yes, I want the next Tears of the Kingdom, but the
Five stays alive!
Series, we had Echoes of Wisdom, they're gonna do Ocarina of Time remake, like there's constant things coming for that. But it doesn't have that fatigue like Call of Duty because it's not like they're trying to reinvent it every single time. They're doing something just different and building on that. And so I think that's the problem that Microsoft, and to an extent too, like PlayStation has had for a long time.
Touchdown! What a drive! Converted a 3rd and 19 on a quarterback scramble, a 4th and 7, and then a 4th and 12 prayer answered.
Framework around them to enjoy and to be a fan of. And I think that the most they've done for, say, their biggest ones of like Gears and Halo are their extended universes and their other media. So they have a lot of books, there's a lot of comics and stuff. But if that's not what you want, because ultimately I want to play these as games, then those don't feel as satisfying to have as like the placating. For now, you have this. And another part of that conversation is we were saying how for a while, I don't think the culture is necessarily the big problem. Obviously, Halo's the big problem, and 343 and Halo, which is now Halo Studios. But like for a while there was a lot of Gears games. So we got Gears Tactics, we had the Funko games. I mean, obviously not all of it is maybe something you want, but it is something that's keeping these series alive and in the conversation, right? Whereas like, what's happened with Halo? What's happened with Fallout? It's been helping. So while this movie makes a lot of sense, and of course this is a great fit for Obsidian specifically, it's still got that sour taste. It's still got the bloody hand. So like, it's still like, yes. And hopefully those projects that they're having to shelve for this can like maybe see the light of day at some other point. We've seen them put out a lot of different projects at once. Granted that their team is now quite different in scope, but yeah, that's kind of just what I'm thinking about Obsidian.
It's like Microsoft when Disney bought Star Wars from George Lucas, they immediately were like, we got J.J. Abrams and we're doing a new sequel trilogy. And they just ran right into it, and that...
Damn it.
In the end... And now we've kind of got... The Mandalorian movie came out, but now we're kind of in this weird run of Star Wars movies where they're mostly having entity for a while. And Microsoft took the opposite approach when they bought Bethesda. Like again, forget about Activision and that whole thing. When they bought Bethesda as an effort to try and help fix their first-party games problem, they suddenly owned Elder Scrolls and Fallout, and were just like, yeah, whenever you can get to that, that'd be cool. And so the result, unfortunately, has been a lot of they like I guess
They're down.
Not that this doesn't really matter, but just the thought occurs to me: if Microsoft if Asha had been in charge, and when she had killed Starfield and just said, "Man, go get to work on Elder Scrolls 6. It's already been 10 years," and I don't want to look too harshly upon Starfield. I'm glad they got to do something.
I like Starfield. I don't care what anybody says. If Starfield made Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout 5 take longer to come out, I don't care. I like Starfield more than Fallout or Elder Scrolls. I know that's a very unpopular minority opinion. I don't care.
I suspect what's going to happen is the pendulum's going to swing too far the other way.
Give me Starfield 2.
For years, where Phil and the previous regime just took a total hands-off, do whatever you want strategy, which creatively, that's awesome. The studios literally did whatever they want. I mean, maybe not literally. I'm sure there are some sort of checks and balances, but the games we got seem to reflect a strategy of you guys can creatively do whatever the heck you want. And now, with Asha just sort of laying down the law, just dropping the hammer and saying, yeah, we're going to focus on our core stuff. My suspicion is now it's going to go too far the other way, where we're going to risk in like 5 or 10 years, we're going to risk all these things feeling really stale and really worn out, kind of in that Call of Duty sense. But while the pendulum is still swinging, it's the fun part of the rock.
Damn.
Because we're going to be like, yay, new Chop Sawyer Fallout game. Yay, Elder Scrolls 6 finally. And then we'll see if we get some other Elder Scrolls something from Enix.
He missed the extra point. I'm still up.
The truth, as like with almost everything in life, the answer is really in between. The moderation is the key. So it's gonna suck if the pendulum does swing too far, and we end up getting.
Damn, you wouldn't go down.
Fallout.
Almost.
I can't even imagine how
and we'd actually get to the point where we're fatigued by Halo, given where we are now. But
Yeah.
you see my point.
I think that's the point, right? Is can they get these franchises into a place like Zelda or Mario?
Yeah.
Are you fatigued by Mario?
No.
Exactly. Like, and how long has that been going? There is a lot of variety. There's a lot of creativity, and I think that's the key. You have this talent. You have like these exceptional developers and teams out there.
Come on, damn it.
Encourage them to make something of their own in these play spaces and like really like flex and like see what they can come up with in these worlds, and maybe even develop their own eventually, and like kind of keep in with like Avowed or other things that make sense as it does. So I think that's more of what I would look for here is like let us take a chance at it. Like Fallout does not have to be an RPG, like but an experience involved. But of course, like the mainline will be like the mainline games. We expect certain things, but why can't we just have something that's a little bit different?
Like Fallout Shelter is one actual example.
Yeah. Well, just fantastic. So.
This is what we were talking about 2 weeks ago. Also, when this news started rolling out, is that not every like if you want to focus on key franchises, they don't always have to be what the mainline thing is. That's why you have multiple teams that are multidisciplinary. Like there are teams that are specialized in certain genres, and they can still touch these IP and make something special, make something unique. And we talked about Star Wars at length 2 weeks ago as well, about what they've done there with like. They had a lot of a hit, getting a lot of listens, but man, those hits really be hit. So that's what the strategy should have been for a while, and I imagine that's where they're trying to get to now. Of course, there's going to be pains along the way, especially with the way they've approached this. Which, like, instead of looking at your teams and thinking about how you can assign them or like get them working on simple things, you cut as much as you can and then work with whatever slim teams that you have.
See if we can stop them here.
Not the best.
And get the ball back, maybe.
Obsidian to make a new Fallout game, and then you cut 25% of their staff. I kind of don't know what.
All right, we're going to force them to make a decision here.
What you expect.
We called the timeout on 4th down. So he is going to go for the punt.
Get rid of layer 2, so it's...
Yeah, they're not done cutting even. So not to defend the layoffs, but they had multiple teams. So if they will effectively all be combining into one team, it should still be a pretty strong group that's fully...
Oh, damn it!
And resources to build the AAA. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Instead of like...
Just stepped out of bounds.
Projects, you have one team that's the size of two of those teams combined working on one project. So
it could have been a hell of a good punt return. I've never returned a punt for a touchdown in my entire career playing football online. Madden, college, you name it.
Exciting as it might seem that a new Fallout game is on the horizon, it's going to be a long time till we actually see it. Just to like temper folks' expectations, even if it is a smaller scale thing.
I need to get it deep so I get it in the Hail Mary range, if anything.
If it's not that, it's still going to take a long time. So the results of these moves and of these shipments...
Oh, come on. It was in your damn hands, bud.
Starting up. You gotta wait until you actually see what's going to happen out of this. But, I mean, like, with and I think about what Josh Sawyer did with Pentiment, give him the creative freedom to do what he wants with directing the Fallout game, and that team, when it comes to mechanics, so talented. If this comes to light, which hopefully it does, so Obsidian can stay making games, period, I have pretty high faith in Obsidian as it has done to make a Fallout game worthy of its name. They've done it in the past. They prove they can still do it, and hopefully they have the runway, they have the creative freedom.
All right, halftime. We're up 7-6 in this playoff matchup.
An optimistic way to look at this in terms of like, okay, you can be upset on Obsidian's behalf that they're basically being told to make it a Fallout game rather than coming to it of their own creative freedom. But the flip side is, as you said, Michael, they fully have the talent and the capability. If they nail this, which we have every confidence they will, it sells millions upon millions of copies, and that provides a ton of studio security for the foreseeable future, right? So that's the upside. And before I want to finish this topic by asking each of you one question that I was wrestling with myself. But before I do that, just to add some more optimism to this project, I wanted to run down Josh Sawyer's bona fides here, which I had to refresh myself on this. I think we probably all agree, most people would agree that Fallout New Vegas is Josh Sawyer's magnum opus.
Fallout New Vegas is a good game.
But here's what else the guy has done. So he was a designer on Icewind Dale, which if you're an old school RPG and you know Icewind Dale was a super legit basically spin-off from Baldur's Gate, the original Baldur's Gate.
Man, that should have been a pick six. That should have been a pick six.
Lead designer. Neverwinter Nights 2, same thing, lead designer. Then an interesting...
He's going for it. Deep in his own territory.
An additional designer. He did not lead that project. But that one, I reviewed that for OXM back in the day, and I don't want to go off on a tangent here. That was a game, I think I gave it like 6, something like that.
You got it.
That was one of those games where it just didn't come together, but there was a potential in that game that I vividly recall. I guess, Michael, you and I could do like we should do like a let's play of that.
Yeah, that would be so sick, actually. Holy shit. Alpha Protocol was like such an interesting, like mid 2000s or like of that era for sure. It's funny, my friend Matt Rory, he worked at Obsidian at the time, he's a longtime Giant Bomb. He was on the guides team at GameFAQs for a long time too. We've often called it Matt Rory's Alpha Protocol because he wouldn't shut up about how he worked on that game. But it is what a strange thing that exists. But shouts out to Obsidian for making it.
Yeah. Anyway, so then came Fallout New Vegas, and then don't sleep on Pillars of Eternity. Was Josh's next? He was the project director and lead designer, and did some writing on it. And same thing with Pillars of Eternity.
I don't know how good his kicking is. He missed that extra point. So first step, we got to keep him out of the end zone.
I don't want to demean it by saying pet project, but it was it's definitely a
oh shoot
choice situation there for Josh, and IGN gave it a 10 out of 10 just to put that in perspective a little bit. So this guy heading up a new Fallout game is good news, even if we arrived at that good news through some bad news and through some weirdness. So
circumstances are awful, but
yeah.
Oh, come on! Come on! How'd he get out of that?
It's podcasting. A Josh Sawyer Obsidian Fallout game is big news. So, what engine is this going to use? Because you've got, on the one hand, you've got all of Obsidian.
Great.
It's been working off Unreal Engine.
Now we're down 14-7.
Both Outer Worlds games, Avowed, and Grounded, I believe Grounded is also Unreal. So Studio is on Unreal. There used to be tools like that's what they've been working off of. But on the other hand, Fallout being Bethesda's baby, Fallout New Vegas as well is what we now know as Creation Engine. It used to be called Gamebryo.
Wow, that was an interesting play.
And that is Bethesda's own in-house engine, which I've been told has there's sort of two. I've been made aware. I'm educating myself here. Again, I'm not a game developer. There's sort of two key advantages that Creation has that might sort of tilt the scales here a little bit. One, because my first thought was it's definitely going to be Unreal.
Come on, man, get on your blocks better than that.
Get this Fallout game done.
Jeez, please.
Get the damn thing out. We need a Fallout game. But Creation does two things. One, object permanence, where when you leave an object somewhere in the game world, it stays there. And I guess Unreal isn't as adept as that at that But then the big one that I failed to consider at the time that I tweeted this, but it is a big one, it's modding. Modding is such a big deal with the Bethesda RPGs. It helps give them a lot longer shelf life, longer tail.
I'm going for it.
It's nothing Unreal. But there's just this whole community built up around Fallout and Elder Scrolls mods. So, Miranda, I'll go to you first.
Man, my blocking can't hold up worth a shit, dude.
Any thoughts on which way you think they might go, engine-wise?
Yeah, Unreal. I think it's just like that. Yeah, I thought about it for a bit after I was reviewing our sheet, and as you said, like, Posh wants these out. She wants games out, and if they want games out, it's gonna have to be Unreal. Like, especially too, if they're gonna have to work with contractors or anybody else, like that's, or other studios even. Like, I think just having Unreal is gonna be the most efficient way. And this team's already working in Unreal; they already know what they're doing here. So I think that's gonna be just what they're gonna do.
Michael, how about you?
They'll figure out.
Yeah, I mean, I've had conversations with folks at Obsidian about the advantages of using Unreal for Outer Worlds 2. Brendan Adler talked to me about how, like, it's easier to crosswork between different teams internally when things.
How's that a first down? That clearly wasn't a first down.
Space and the way that they can make changes to that space and have it shared across every team who touches that piece of, like, that asset, that project, that piece of the project when they boot up the engine. They said, like, hey, we've been able to put out both About and Outer Worlds 2 in fairly tight timelines because of the efficiencies that come along with, having levels saved in the cloud when you make changes, so you don't have to, like, keep iterating it. Like, that stuff has, like, shaved off a lot of time for them. To Brandon's point about wanting to put out a game faster than usual, that's probably the demand internally. I mean, it's clear as day that they want games as fast as they can, get them out, and that's the advantage you get with UE5, and especially with Obsidian having used UE5 for their past couple of games. And I don't think that an Obsidian Fallout is necessarily the one that they want to have as the marquee game to be that long tail where it has a bunch of mods, where it has a tremendous scope to it.
Potential spam.
That hasn't necessarily been Obsidian's strength, is like large scale stuff that they really thrive off the details. There's a reason why About is a smaller-ish game. There's a reason why Outer Worlds 2, despite it being a spacefaring adventure, still feels, contained within its environments. Because Obsidian...
All right, we got it to fourth down.
More details. Yeah.
She's going to attempt a field goal.
Things that play out in the story, but right, those are their...
That's a long one, though, in college.
Whereas Bethesda is about that larger scale...
Son of a bitch, he hit it! This dude missed an extra point earlier.
When it comes to games, and when it comes to creation...
Hello, Sam.
Modern scene. I imagine...
This hit it right up the upright.
That's central.
I can't believe it, man. I'm going to lose this playoff game.
Rally around, and especially if they are, like, they've pushed a lot of paid mods and having smaller independent development teams.
You're being nice today? Thank you. I appreciate that. You trolling me today, or are you being nice today?
And I don't think it is in anyone's best interest that Bethesda necessarily has their hands in whatever Obsidian makes. And for Obsidian if they were to move to creation, that would be an incredible workload just to get it done, adjusted to that engine, which probably doesn't work well for the things that they want to make. Again, like, game engines are specifically built for specific teams and what they want to make. There's a reason why certain development teams still use their own proprietary stuff. It's because it's built
come on!
Sometimes Unreal Engine applies to a lot of teams, as you see there, and you can share a lot of talent across the board. And again, Xbox Studios are not averse to moving to Unreal Engine. Halo Studios is doing it, and yeah, a bunch of them are. So that's not like a foreign concept internally for them. And I think it would be in everyone's best interest for them to stick to UE5 if that's what they want to do. Creation engine and creation's ecosystem that Bethesda has, that kind of has to be all them, man. That is such a precise and fragile system. The way I talked to Todd Howard about it, how they say that, creation engine is not going to make a lot of sense to other people, but it makes perfect sense to us and how we build our game. So we're going to stick with it. That's why they're doing a new creation engine for Elder Scrolls 6. And that's where they're going to live. That's where they build their ecosystem. And it is that you can't ask Obsidian to work on a completely different.
Go, 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 go!
It's really
Touchdown!
why that would be the case.
Yeah, I'm with both of you. I think it's going to be Unreal as well. It just for A, the speed, B, the studio. The studio's already ramped up on Unreal, and C, I agree with you, Michael. I expect that Asha cares more about getting this thing to market, cares more about getting speed than she
I'm
does
so
about
lucky I have a
a modding
PS5.
scene for this game, right? For
Yeah, PS5 is cool.
5 later for Elder Scrolls 6. Those are
Fuck the PS6.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Unreal. It's probably going to be similarly scoped, as you said, Michael, to
PS5
Avowed
cool.
and to the Outer Worlds 1 and 2, where it's more of a 20 to 40 hour tight,
The
dense,
PS6.
narratively dense
Sounds
thing.
beautiful.
I said, that sounds great.
That sounds amazing.
Well, me too. But rather than the 100+ hour thing that the time Hearts games tend to do. So, shall see. But that's. By the way, I guess I do have one more thought. I wonder if Todd thought this, or was previously opposed to it, or just. You know what I mean? Like if Phil had maybe brought this up in the past after and In Exile were acquired, and Todd just said, "Oh, no, I'd rather just keep it all. I'd rather just do it myself," and Phil just respected it. Or, you know what I mean? Like I'll never know the answer to that probably, but I'm just sort of curious if Todd is a willing participant.
We third down.
Or if Asha came in and said, "I don't care. We're doing this."
Yeah, that's
on board or not.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Because I mean, as I said, like when I was on 2 weeks ago, like we can't, like anyone under Xbox umbrella can't be precious about their IP anymore. That's just not the world that we live in anymore. If this is the move, you can't. You got to let some things go. You can still have oversight. You can still have creative input, be an executive producer on these things, right? But hey, Todd, if you're out there, if you're listening, just let them cook. Let them cook. It's okay. You'll still have Fallout, and you'll still have Elder Scrolls, but let other people cook, and you might be surprised.
I'm sure he trusts Josh. Mr. New Vegas, right? But still, yeah, who knows? Like, maybe he has not cared.
Fourth down.
Obsidian has chosen not to.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe Todd has said, and maybe he had previously.
He's punting.
Put his foot down. Politely, just said, "Yeah, no, these are mine." But either way,
I'll call him up.
Next up this week. Next up this week, id Software.
We got an opportunity here.
We were talking about with them last week.
That's all we could ask for.
The layoffs were exceptionally brutal. A huge chunk of id Software got laid off. And there's a little more clarity on that. Still a lot of people, but here's the clarity. Let me read this to you. So last week...
Yeah, he baited me. He peeled off right at the right time.
Job change thing. Filed in Texas, which is where it is, reported by GameDeveloper.com, confirmed that 96 workers have been laid off in the Richardson, Texas office. That's where their physical home office is.
3rd and inches.
40 remote roles cut. Some have expressed concern that id Software would be unable to lead development on any new games at its current state, and that it might be relegated to support studio status. But in a new statement issued to IGN, id Software said it was
Big Bubba! Big Bubba grabbed the ball!
2016 reboot, and insisted it was still capable of making great games. Here's the statement in full, which was posted to their social media pages as well. It reads, quote, "Thank you all for the support this week. While our studio was impacted, those changes were spread across teams.
Damn, couldn't get around the corner.
We need to build the games and tech we're known for. The team today is about the same size we were when making Doom 2016. We've always had a flat studio,
where everyone is a maker, and we will remain true to that philosophy moving forward. We are focused on supporting each other and the team members impacted. Going to keep building the great games and tech that have defined us for the past 35 years, and we're looking forward
Wow,
to
okay, he dropped it. Good.
this August.
It's better he dropped it than not. My gosh.
Xbox also pushed back on the suggestion that there's essentially no one left at the company working on InTech, the game engine that it and Machine Games use to build their games. Xbox confirmed to IGN that, quote, there are dozens of people working on InTech across multiple locations, end quote, and that previous reports that there was...
All right, well, it comes down to this. 4th and 15.
Inaccurate. So there's more. So that's part one.
Hey, Sam.
But here's where it gets a little more interesting in terms of their future. While its software currently has no announced project, IGN understands that the studio is prototyping a number of potential projects with the belief it is still capable of building its
I caught it!
You
according
look
to
right.
GameSpeed, in
I caught it!
new game ideas, such
In
as
traffic!
style,
4th and 15!
a new perfect dart game, and a multiplayer co-op Doom game. This was before the layoffs. There were also concepts for a
He had the RPO guarded.
theory. Id apparently saw this as a way to stretch his
He
legs
pressed on it.
Doom, and envisioned it as a John Wick-inspired noir sci-fi game with Chicago and Louisiana gangsters. Like John Wick, it would have combined martial arts with gunplay. The hope was to make it for Project Helix, the next-gen Xbox. One other project that was being kicked around was a Westworld-inspired survival game, but not much else to note about it. It's unclear if any of these projects will move forward or if its software will just become either a support studio. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, etc. So let's just start there, Miranda.
So I would think that, like what we're seeing with Obsidian, they'll probably have a lot of the projects they're working on right now just put on pause or only focus on apps. So I don't think they'll necessarily be relegated just to a support studio.
It hit him in the goddamn hands, dude.
Be very focused, as we're seeing at least right now with Obsidian. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of that news come out, just because obviously they don't want to necessarily announce things that aren't ready, but maybe they do. It's hard to say with this, with Asha and Sherman, what they're doing right now. As far as, like, they've been pretty transparent about a lot of the Soviet teams, so maybe they will want to. And I think maybe the conversation around, like, hey, is this just going to be a support studio? And, like, yeah, sure, we don't really believe this. Like, I saw a lot of that going around in response to this message we posted.
Alright, we're gonna kick.
I want to say what they're getting aside to or focused on next. But I hope
To try to tie.
that would be good.
Michael, where are you at?
Well, a couple directions.
The game.
I want to go with this. First off, I want to say that yes, I'm glad that id Software is still using IdTech. That's absolutely paramount. I know there was some hubbub about maybe they would move over to Unreal Engine. I'm glad that that's not the case because that would be a travesty. Because IdTech is one of the pillars in which video games are built. You know, Call of Duty exists because of IdTech way back in the day.
Half-Life exists because of InTech.
Because of InTech, like Source, all the stuff is connected, everything's connected, and you know, and as you mentioned, that's what Machine Games uses as well, and that's what all the Doom games are built on. InTech is a pillar of video game
And
development.
it's really good tech these days.
Tied it!
It's still good now. Like,
We're going to our first overtime game of the year.
beautiful and well-performing, very well-optimized engine.
It is super optimized, so yeah, that's again, we're talking about engines being created for exactly what these teams want to do, and this is one of those cases. So, going back, when they say they're going back to Doom 2016, size of the team, you know, the hope is always that with success comes expansion and greater ambitions that you can fulfill with a larger team, and contracting them back to what they were 10 years ago is kind of like, well, you know, that part of me looks at this and thinks that maybe on some perspective they're looking at it like, well, what was the point then if we're just going to go back to what we were in 2016 after all the success that we've had? As part of the reset, maybe this also gives some opportunity to key in on
a creative project, whether it's like a new YouTube game or something that, like you said, that Fury project, that sounds really cool. A new IP, and I know that's not what they want us to want to hear.
Oh no!
To see them use that type of something different.
How did he catch that?
Similar to Machine Games doing Indiana Jones, we've talked about this many times, that didn't seem like something that would be in their wheelhouse, but they knocked it out of the park. And
all right. Well, it's my turn, and I'm going to tell you guys, spoiler alert, if I score a touchdown, I'm going for 2 and going for the win.
So hopefully like, software has the same thing going on for me.
If I score a touchdown, I'm going for 2 and going for the win. That ball was bobbled in the air, and he caught it.
There was some kind of...
You can see that on the replay. Well, you did see it on the replay.
Not necessarily understanding the state of Quake or what the vibe is with that series necessarily. But to do something big, that would be pretty interesting. I know it's with Norman, we've had the Quake Champions, that multiplayer game, and not since Quake 4 have we had like a proper set Quake game. But also on the Xbox 360. Yeah, I remember that green. Yeah, the board. I remember that.
I know I could go for it on every 4th down because I have no choice.
For Quake 4. I don't even know if there's an appetite for Quake necessarily. I feel like it's a very like old head thing to get excited about. But whatever the case might be, it's good to know that id Software is still around, because I think that we are in a state of mind where we always assume the worst, which is not. There's a reason why we tend to clutch our pearls and think that immediately, because we've only seen the worst time and time again. We've been hurt before. Yeah, we've been hurt before. We've been hurt many times, and on a scale like a lot of these people have been hurt. So when you think about we're cutting from the studio, your immediate thought is, are they shutting this down and canceling their games? I'm glad to hear that such is not the case with id. They, again, like I said, they are a pillar of the game community, and the hope is that at least, again.
All right, here we go. I'm going for the 2 and going for the win.
They might seem to be reluctant to do. Hopefully they have that.
The game will be on the line in this next play.
Thing, because that's the only way any of this is going to survive. Because if any of these talented studios have creative freedom within the existing idea that has to work on. So yeah.
Yeah, first of all, yeah, it would be. I can't imagine that statement that did posted up. It's obviously corporate.
Shit, he stuffed. God damn it! I just lost the playoff game off that.
Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I do take it at face value, but also, I understand that there's probably a little bit of damage control going on with that statement as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So, no, I'm not saying that
it's like he knew I was going to pick that. I saved it all game. I didn't pick that.
Michael, you think that we're saying we're talking about them being
son of a bitch.
Their same size as with Doom 2016, which sounds good. Okay, well they made a great game when they were that size. The difference is 10 years later, and now moving forward into the Helix generation, the Helix and PS6, if they're allowed to make PlayStation games, they might not be, I don't know, but is that the requirements, it takes more people and more resources to make these every new generation. It just gets bigger and bigger, which I know is a larger conversation about the state of the industry and how sustainable is this, and we need to rein in the scope of these things so they don't take so long and become like live or die projects every single time. But that's the part that still concerns me about we're the same size as Doom 2016 statement, is that is not the same.
It's time to start a new season.
As we did 10 years ago. I think I can fairly say that, even though I'm not a game developer and I haven't
Boston College
in making games. But there's no way they're going to be a sports studio. I mean, that's the part of the statement that I fully embrace, fully believe. It would be corporate malpractice.
Going up against West Virginia.
Microsoft isn't capable of that. They've done it before, just as all these big companies have. But it would be
gross corporate malpractice to relegate id Software to support studio status and to just fade them out. That would be one of the dumbest things you could possibly do. So I can't believe that's going to be the case. But to the question of where are they going moving forward, if they're not going to take my Halo pitch for handing Halo over to, or at least the single player portion of Halo over to id Software, then I do stand by my previous.
Wow, he took it out of the end zone. What a mistake. He only gets to the 7-yard line.
That Doom seems to have run its course a little bit for the time being after 3 fantastic games, by the way. I reviewed Doom Eternal, give it a 9, stand by it. And so, to your point, Michael, about Quake, I would politely disagree with you in that I do think they could absolutely reinvent Quake for the modern audience in the same way. Remember, Doom was in a coma before Doom 2016.
I remember the conversations leading up to Doom 2016 where we were like, what, they're doing another Doom? Why would they do that? Who's asking for that? And then it became a huge phenomenon. So, you know what? I'll give that to you, Ryan.
Thank you. It's very generous of you on your birthday.
Yeah. I'll gift from me to you, man.
And I've called out for them. Like, I believe there's probably new receipts of me on this podcast. I thought after Eternal that maybe, okay, now they'll move on to Quake. And not necessarily, I'm not saying do the same thing to Quake that they did to Doom, but take Quake originally, for those of you too young to maybe respect.
I got excellent field position.
Actually, it was originally going to be more of a fantasy thing, and it sort of ended up becoming, well, Quake 1, and then Quake 2 was a pretty different thing thematically, and then Quake 3 was, Quake 1, 2, and 3 are maybe 3 of the most bespoke games that have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
And outside of, like, Final Fantasy, right?
Sure, yeah.
They're just not tied together, but Quake 1 was going to be like this fantasy game. John Romero talks extensively about it in his memoir, which is really good, by the way. It is called...
Anyone knows?
Master of Doom? No, that was a different book. Anyway, I forget what John Romero's memoir was called. But if the id of today were to go back to the original sort of soul of what Quake was going to be, like there were going to be dragons in it. They were going to have this giant.
All right, 4th and 2.
That's the name of the hammer.
Yeah.
So there'd be a melee weapon in it. Like I could see current id Software under Hugo Martin doing something really creative and interesting and different than what they did with Doom.
First down.
Because, as we noted on last week or the week before's podcast, the head of Bethesda literally said publicly, we're going to be refocusing on our core franchises, and listed Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, Quake. And I think Wolfenstein was in there too. So yeah, like, whatever these ideas that it was kicking around, like the Project Fury and these other things, they're probably not, at least not anytime soon, especially not after these layoffs, and which did deeply affect this studio. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
This is 100 and almost 40 people, right? Yeah. 136 people, like, confirmed. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my id Software spiel, but I do think they'll live on. And I just feel like, and basing that on complete lack of any actual substantial data, but I just don't think their next game is going to be Doom. But it's clearly going to be not a new IP, which kind of narrows us down to Quake, considering
4th and 3.
Wolfenstein is all but confirmed to be machine.
We're gonna go for it.
We'll see.
That's crazy.
I love all that stuff.
Oh man, yeah. Can't wait for whatever that is, man. That'll be. That's another one of those games that are like, hey, I'm moving to it. But if they did want to take me up on the Halo thing, I would so love to see them.
I tried to draw them off sides. It didn't work. We'll take the field goal.
A first-person shooter, like not Halo 7, like a reboot or just some side thing. That would be insane to see that take on it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They've done Dragons and the fantasy stuff and a lot of the modern video games.
All right, up 3-0.
Okay, so there's some of that internal drag.
I was searched for the dragon.
Just take it the next logical step forward and fulfill the original vision of Quake in the near future. I wouldn't be opposed to that. That's what I'll say. All right, the last story we have time for this week is about Halo, segue. And this is Halo Studios has reportedly canceled a multiplayer project called Eager. At least that's how I'm pronouncing it in my head. E-K-U-R, Eager. In a move that seems to align with the wide-ranging Xbox cuts announced last week. Halo reporter Rebs Gaming originated the story on YouTube, saying they'd heard from multiple employees at Halo Studios that Project Eager was no longer in development. The claim was backed up by, Microsoft Connected Windows Central reporter Jess Corden, who said the information was 100% true. A week earlier, however, Rebs Gaming had declared Project Eager, or at least part of it, they said, would be the next multiplayer Halo game, based on information from someone who worked with Halo Studios, plus another source. Nevertheless, a recent development has changed this outcome and prompted the newer claim that the project is dead. Nowhere does Rebs Gaming mention the Xbox cuts as a reason why. The only possible explanation cited is, quote, major development problems with campaign involved. The current Halo 1 remake that's about to come out, which apparently sucked people away from the Eager project. Quote, sometime after that, Eager was canceled, said Rebs Gaming, giving no further detail. Project Eager was reportedly prototyped by Certain Affinity. Studio Xbox has worked with numerous times in the past. I'm going to pause real quick just to give the context. Certain Affinity is headed by Max Hoberman, the multiplayer lead on Halo 1 and 2. So a dude that goes all the way back to the OG days. And they've done support work and multiplayer stuff on a lot of Halo games.
Jeez Louise.
Infinity built multiplayer maps for Halo 2 and worked on a handful of Halo project, not Halo 2, but Halo 4. They worked on Master Chief Collection. Certain Affinity reportedly got the go-ahead from Halo Studios to develop Project Eager after an Unreal Engine-powered Battle Royale Halo experiment called Project Tatanka didn't work out. Now that we've heard about before. The Eager piece is new here. Project Eager would carry on exploring Unreal. Coincidentally, the engine campaign involved is built on Halo Studio and used Tatanka's fleet alongside Halo Infinite's Slipspace. Project Eager prototype faced a green light verdict in September of 2023, as Steven said, and succeeded. After which, an extraction shooter idea was toyed with.
Come on, man!
Big team battle.
Get off your blocks!
Halo 5 Warzone was cited as a touchstone for the project, and Project Eager reportedly had playable Spartans.
Come on, dude! Come on! He just recovered an onside kick.
Not clear at what point, if at all, Certain Affinity handed the project over to Halo Studios, but data miners and other Halo scrutinizers found evidence of the game existing on the studio's servers relatively recently. Miranda, my fellow Halo superfan, what do you make of this?
Things get scrapped for many reasons, but I just want more new. Obviously, they can't get involved, but it's like, things. Of course, Solo Legendary, but I think, as we said many times in the show, there's just been this.
Come on, man.
Studios, the direction, management, them being unable to continue like Halo Infinite for whatever vision they had.
Come on, dude. If we can't stop the fucking run, we're not gonna win.
My friends and I honestly really still liked just hopping in Halo multiplayer or Halo Infinite multiplayer for like quite a while after it launched. And, they kind of figured out as it promised the updates, we just kind of wanted more from it. But when they did do like something big, we just jumped in every now and then. And I think if they had more of a live service focus of a shooter that would have like progression and just like a longer tail to it with like a better roadmap attached, that would be so enticing. I love playing Halo. And some of my friends, it's so different from other shooters, as anyone who's played Halo, which I'm sure it's most of our listeners know, right?
Yeah.
And so that it's like being wrapped in a cozy blanket, but you're shorting up and you're like getting serious about it, or you're just having fun. And I think that's something I want. So when I heard that you mentioned that they had, I guess, thought about Extraction Shooter, I was like, no, don't. But I'm glad that was just they pivoted, but also that pivot is maybe not going to be happening anyway. So, a bummer. But, yeah.
Michael?
Oh my! Wide open! Wide open!
If they did,
Drops it.
and it is, again, one of Xbox's drop the ball moments, right? Drop the ball on having Fallout and Elder Scrolls under your belt over the years. You also dropped the ball on having a good core multiplayer game there in Infinite without, the support and the extra content that would needed to thrive. Just didn't come to fruition, and that's a bummer. So when I hear about this is also a bummer as well, because the Halo has hung its hat on being a multiplayer shooter, especially on console.
I don't know how I caught that.
It makes a little bit more sense to me now that Campaign Evolved is just the Halo single-player game. I can imagine a world in which this project was supposed to come out alongside Campaign Evolved, or at least within the window around Campaign Evolved, so you do have that multiplayer thing to accompany it, and not just have the single player game. Like, okay, that's cool, but like, come on, man, like the Halo is all about multiplayer as well. So it kind of makes sense that this was being worked on. For the reasons why it would get canned, though, that's the curious part. But I also think about how a lot of these spin-off multiplayer projects, when I look over on PlayStation, they're just getting canned. Like The Last of Us multiplayer game is probably the most prominent one, where it's like, yeah, of course, The Last of Us multiplayer game, sure, that seems like it might print money for you. And that gets canned. Like, wait, what's going on here? And there's a lot of reasons. There could have been a lot of reasons for that. The project issues of where it was at, the extra resources needed to get it across the finish line.
I will go for 2.
Too much for what they think the return is going to be on it. It's going to face a similar thing. And if you're going to put out a big Halo multiplayer project, I imagine that they're also
Drop.
a little bit more precious about it. Like, if you're going to put this big thing out, it's going to be representative of the franchise moving forward. And maybe they're still trying to figure out exactly what they want to do with Halo, and maybe this didn't.
14-9. We got a game, though.
But also maybe as you mentioned, that this was supposed to be a super big team battle, like focused. That was the whole foundation for this project. And then everyone is trying to chase extraction shooters, so maybe there's conflicts internally about what the game should be, even though it was pretty far along. And they're kind of at a point where it's like, okay, if we pivot, then it's going to take X amount of time more, but if we keep going in a certain direction, maybe it's not exactly what the C-suite execs want, or what the tastes of the current gaming climate necessarily want. So there are a lot of factors that could have went into this decision, and none of which are great when you think about it. So it's a bit of a bummer, and I don't know, it's just, when I think about Halo multiplayer, like, man, come on now, like, how do you fumble that?
Man,
That's it's wild.
yeah, I'm watching this gameplay from Halo and multiplayer, and I'm just so nostalgic. And it's not that long anyway, it's like long it's right.
I like Halo Infinite. I don't care what anybody says.
So, again, in this day and age, you gotta do a little bit more with it, and you would think that a brand like Halo and a studio like 343 now,
Oh my god!
resources could really key in on that, but I don't know.
Everybody getting pancaked out there.
So, yeah, to me, it's like, how had, to Miranda's point about managing Halo, the lack of output, how is Max Hoferman's studio, the multiplayer design lead on the two best Halo games, how has he not been able to get, not him, but how has Xbox not moved forward with his multiplayer project, not once, but twice? Now, I appreciate, to what, Michael, I think you were saying, I'm glad that they decided not to do a trend-chasing thing, like first the Battle Royale. They're like, because that, like the Battle Royale fad has passed. Like, it's not that the job is dead, but it's like, yeah, let's see. It's like,
He's running out of time.
No, are we?
3rd and 11's ridiculous to give up a rushing first down anyway to begin with. But that's why I didn't call timeout, because there's a bunch of bullshit in this one.
has been the thing.
Bunch of bullshit in this game.
But will that last? History says probably not. We'll move on to something else. But yeah, so that
He's completely fucked up his time management. We both have all 3 timeouts before half. I'm not sure what he's doing.
It's embracing what's awesome about Halo.
It's a target.
That's where I get.
So he's got 2 timeouts left after he just called that one with 6 seconds. You got time for one more play, maybe. And then you got to kick it or throw it deep.
Halo's IP onto a.
So yeah, he totally mismanaged the clock.
Same thing with the extraction shooter, but yeah, like super big team battle could have been so good, so good. The fact that they were serendipitously already building it in Unreal before the studio,
Go prevent.
Halo Studios pivoted there anyway. It's just like, wait, how did this not get to the finish line? What world are we living in? What's going on? So.
Yeah, there's obviously things we don't know, and why these, because I said earlier.
All right, that's half.
So many reasons, but it's, I think, just anytime we hear about Halo project canceled, it's like
something. Yeah, I don't know.
At least we're getting 30 new missions.
Waited for him to kick that time.
By the way, so we are. I don't know why I'm mentioning this now. I should have mentioned this at the top. We are not going to have a show for you next week. All of our production teams are down in San Diego on site.
Let's go to BC Amplified and see what he's saying about something WWE is doing to screw over AEW.
Join the list of individuals in WWE that are lecturing us that we need to be more patient and let things play out in WWE, as if we have not been doing that for years and yielding zero results. So here's what's going to happen. BC has had his coffee way more than just a cup of 2-3 cups. So we're going to lecture like home. In the Doofus Son-in-laws, in the Cody Roses, in the Fragile Bill CM Punk Brooks.
Damn.
We're going to lecture them now on why they no longer get the benefit of the doubt. No longer do we let it play out. I'll talk about it. But first, before we even started recording today's broadcast, some wild news.
4th and 2. I got a decision to make here.
Stamford, Connecticut, as it appears that WWE is going head-to-head with AEW once again. WWE is counter-programming.
We're going to take the points.
Next event from AEW. They're going to collide with AEW with their Worlds Collide event. That is going up against AEW All Out. Saturday, September 26th, AEW's event All Out. WWE has chosen not only the same date, not only the same time, because in the past, they had put their NXT events or other events, AAA events, they put them in the daytime. they have chosen the same date, the same time. They will both be going on head-to-head in the evening. Ticketmaster has 6 p.m. for All Out, and Ticketmaster has 7 or 7:30 for Worlds Collide. So not only the same date, same time, get this, same city, Chicago.
Wow.
All Out will be held at the Now Arena. Worlds Collide for WWE will be at the Allstate. That's about 20 to 25 minutes away, I believe, give or take.
So I guess WWE's putting on a show the exact same time AEW is, a pay-per-view, both in Chicago at the same time. AEW All Out, September 26th in Chicago, will go head-to-head against WWE Worlds Collide.
Date has been chosen, location, everything for the longest of time for AEW. WWE has been doing this for the longest of time, counter programming. And hey, all this favorite love, war, and business, I get it. But damn, some of these events, it is so tough. And you know why they're doing it. They're trying to steal any thunder that AEW can create. WWE cannot stand when AEW is in any of the socials. They can't stand where they're in any talking.
Wow.
Or in any part of any discussion. So they try to steal the thunder away from AEW. But this is not just one of the biggest counter programming schemes that WWE has put up against AEW. This is the biggest counter programming scheme. This is the biggest by a landslide. It is clear they're trying to take over the Chicago market, WWE is, by having CM Punk.
What is this gay-ass formation he keeps
They
doing?
do not like the fact.
And why would you go for 2 when you're up 8?
AEW, but New York City, you
Going for 2 when you're up 8 is stupid. You take the extra point and go up 2 possession.
Saturday night's main event, they now understand they're losing New York City. But Chicago still gets hot when CM Punk shows up, so as long as we can keep Chicago, but you gotta remember, was it the Elimination Chamber last year? One of those big events, or this year I should say. They no-sold WWE as well. That was not a legit sellout. And in the days leading up to that event, they were handing tickets away for free. They did not want AEW coming into Chicago without any pushback. So Doofus son-in-law, because new to this thing, if you don't know, you're about to know. Doofus son-in-law.
Touchdown!
They can't stand Tony Khan. Tony Khan has been trying to play the nice guy for a long time now. But eventually, his gloves are going to have to come completely off.
Now we're going for 2.
There's left to go. You're firmly in the corner. Eventually, you got to start rustling back. You got to come out of the corner swinging bows.
Dropped it. He got hit and dropped it.
This is...
Down 2.
I truly do feel like AEW's over here minding their business, trying to do their thing.
Had in his hand, but the contact is a bit too much there.
7 to 750K. Before the max numbers, mind you. So they're over here. I mean, another 250. They're competing with SmackDown, a show that's been around for decades. We're talking about a company that's only been around 6 or 7 years. They got SmackDown that's been around over 20 years from a company that's been around over 50 years. 250 away. And that's not with the max number in front, by the way, which I'm not going to exaggerate like most things. I will give you what we believe to be the number, which is 50 to 60 for that show. So that would have put them over 8. You see now it's 109. No, they pulled 1.5 million.
Really? One of the YouTubers I watch. Oh my God. How do we let this happen? One of the YouTubers I watch, they're streaming cricket, like they're commentating to cricket. I won't ever do that. That's one sport I'll never understand. Stop him. All right. Still one possession game. GameStop says selling physical games is irrelevant. Is GameStop changing its business model?
So here's an interesting story that just popped up. GameStop. Talking about them most recently. Online, eBay, which sounded crazy. And it turns out eBay wasn't interested in that. So they took it down and because that's kind of weak. All of it. No, it seems like GameStop is still interested. It's still the first studio.
Wide open! Touchdown!
Had a interview today for Tech and talk about the current state of things, where they are looking to head towards with the idea of acquiring eBay, and in doing so, pretty much very quickly. He didn't describe, I guess, the value of software physical means and basically irrelevant.
Right.
Game is kind of in the title of their entire company. We'll go over that here today. So guys, enjoy the video, like, subscribe. So, it's the headlines.
All right, what else we got going on?
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Precinct is so good, guys. It's going to be freaking good. It's literally all I've been wanting to play this past week. And it's tough because I was sent keys for other games that I need to play, but I just really want to play.
Oh, wow, he's throwing.
So, I remember why I got into this game back then.
He's got added a nice little wrinkle to that play.
I think it's amazing to say that Black Flag is the best Assassin's Creed game. And Basic somehow just makes it even better. I know it's missing some things, like some combat animations, it's missing hidden blade combat, nothing I really cared for, but I never other people do. But I just know if I ever think about playing Black Flag in the future, I definitely want to play Basic. Also, shout out to Ubisoft for sending me a code for this game. They sent it to me last week, and it's all I've been wanting to play ever since. Of course, since I'm a father of two, I'm very busy, so I've only gotten about 14 or so hours into the game, so I'm not necessarily on the stable game, but I've played it enough to know how I feel about this game, and like I said at the very beginning, it's so freaking good. Of course, it's not without its faults, which I'll get to in a minute, but here in Assassin's Creed Black
Fourth quarter.
as Edward Henry in the early 1700s. He's like 22 years old at the beginning of this game, and yeah, it was tough living in the 1700s. I can tell you, he decides to take on a life of pirating in the Caribbean and for fame and gold, and he kind of stays consistent this way throughout most of the game. I forgot the later plot needs in the game. I know he knows this. But for the most part,
Can we get the stop?
the reason I play this game is to get more money.
We got the stop! Let's freaking go!
Various jobs, not even just jobs, you're hiring, just trading other people's ships, you steal, you plumage, all that good stuff. You use that money to upgrade your own base, buy better weapons and gear, and also upgrade your ship with the Jackdaw to take on greater challenges. And that part is very important to me because this game, of course, naval combat at you.
It's much better here now. Again, multiple firearms, such as the flame cameras, such as for enemy ships. But when you upgrade the Jackdaw, get a better harbor, get it stronger weapons, it just makes you absolutely see. That's what this test finish. When I play games like this, I want to feel more powerful as I keep playing.
First down and slide.
It's not complicated skill tree or what have you. You get it to find your standard weapons and hunting some animals to upgrade your health as well as other things, ammo pouches, stuff like that. That's why I find myself really distracted in this game now. Like, oh, I know there's an animal here and I need to skin in order to upgrade my health. And oh, what's that? The treasure chest? There's gotta be something there. And it's just go towards my ship. It's definitely a feeling I haven't gotten from an open world game, let alone an Assassin's Creed game for a very long time. And you know, I don't even think Assassin's Creed games. I put a lot of hours in the shadows and I intend to make that game in some
Touchdown!
Assassin's Creed games do. Because they just well made with a bunch of different things and there's so many weapons, there's so many armor sets that it's just so hard to keep track of. Like you mentioned the skill trees earlier. Those skill trees are just overly complicated for no good reason. Like here, if you upgrade this, you get a 15% higher chance at a strong attack. I don't care. Like, just give me better weapons. That's all I ask for. But that's where
Man, I missed all my freaking 2-point conversions today. It's crazy.
it still has the same ending sustains in Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I haven't overwhelmed with overabundance of weapons or armor. Things are still kept fairly simple. Enemies do have health bars, but they don't level up as
Yeah. I think we're all caught up on clips. Fumble! That ball is loose!
story.
You never know. People can be.
He's using about $100 a day.
But you think 2,000, 5,000. He's a millionaire. You're only 10,000. Bucks. Okay, that's a cat.
He fumbled again!
Okay.
4th and 30.
Oh, dude, cares to take
Doodle's quiet. Wow, from his own 5, even I would have considered punting there. Good knockdown, and don't pick that off. Knock it down. Good job. Wow! Doodle's quiet.
Is the antithesis of everything the chair is about, and the other than the diarrhea and explosive attacks.
There's a touchdown.
Right. Stop right on me.
They go in.
Like the way we got gone. Says hot dog. Yes. Yes, it's true. It's true. It'll be just another bag of coffee available at Walmart amongst all the other. By the way,
Heard that already.
What the fuck? Sarah, what are you doing, bro?
Alright. Yeah, I'll forget it too.
Okay, so okay. So we're in a reverse order.
Okay.
Okay, so we're starting off. This is the so this is the aim of this video. This is a very important piece of evidence in the presentation that we're about to do. Because Warwick is now claiming he never said that he purchased it.
All right, that's a choice to still be running the option.
He's
Down 10 and less than 2 minutes left.
And we're going to demolish them all one by one. Because this D-log that he's done is just a complete...
I knew he'd eventually pitch it.
It's completely neutral. And so before we get into it, I just want...
Now running prevent's working better against the option than anything I've done.
So this is March 20th of 2025. It's called Wolf Leftists Just Screwed Me Over and All My Staff. And in this video, Cornering is going to let us know about the vertical integration of his company. He's going to let us know about the $80,000 K-Cup machine that he purchased. He's going to let us know that he's in massive amounts of debt.
Wow, he kept it. Doesn't matter. It's
You've all seen the video if you're long.
doesn't matter. He freaking got tackled on 4th and 8.
It's just shocking.
I'm just gonna run it 3 times, even if he burns all 3 timeouts. That would be the preferable thing to do.
And see that he never said this stuff, and then he can rewrite the outcome.
Doodles. Come here, Doodles. Oh, now we're gonna do some stupid shit. Didn't work, bud.
What's wrong with 1 2 I wasn't sure I was going to go public about this, but here's how I do. As you know, I've got a lot of players inspired. Prefer me to say, hey, I've got Ben Gonzalez book help profit. Very nice to me, but we all know I have my coffee company. Well, the coffee company has also been expanding to take on Amazon.
So he's taking on Amazon. He's trying to compete with the coffee on Amazon. Okay? Just so that people understand, like, the lofty, delusional dreams that he's promising. Okay?
Okay. Or with bigger names, and hopefully by the end of the year, be on the grocery shelves. And for the past 3 years, I've provided coffee by compound, meaning political, and that's legally why I called it that. Some people think the name's goofy, I did that, but it would have been easier for me to sell it.
All right, I win.
Something like that. And I want my coffee to be on.
You said that live.
And
You're going to get called the tears if you're going to mention it about a billion times.
Coffee shelves.
Player of the game went to the losing player, who had 328 rushing yards, but yet I won by more than 10. That's crazy.
Here it is. He roasts his own coffee. Special blend. Yes, his own special blend. It gets worse and worse, though, as time goes on. It's just continuing.
We pack our orders, we ship our orders.
There is, he claims that he packs the orders, he ships the orders. Now, none of that is true. Java Taza packs the orders, ships the orders to Amazon, and Amazon now fulfills them. But if you say maybe at the time he was fulfilling it, fine, okay, sure.
Handle our customer service. We are not a dropship outlet. We're a real top company.
They're not a dropship.
Bowling Green.
They're a real coffee company.
I'm running out of time. I didn't think I'd play 4 full games. I figured I'd get some quits in there.
Oh.
But I'm starting to run out of time where I'm not going to be able to get through all the B teams tonight.
We're stocking up for Mother's Day, which is an important time of the year for us because we do so well for Mother's Day gift boxes. And we're trying to compete on Amazon. And I'm trying to look them up. All of these things have stretched to basically
the office was never built. We scammed that. Never happened. So we know the promises. Do you mind if we work that?
Thought it was supposed to be a separate building.
It was supposed to be like its own studio. It never did. Never did. Yeah, it was supposed to be a Tim Pool style studio. We lied.
So with Max, it was fine. Probably saw him selling my Geo collection. Selling it.
Wow. Just think about the crazy.
Going up against San Diego States.
Profits, all that things have stretched basically into the absolute max. It was fine. Probably saw him selling my Geo collection.
Where was he? Was he having to do this or whatever? Okay.
Nintendo collection.
Which, by the way, this was a lie. Like, he kept the Nintendo collection until this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this
Yeah.
a lot of good stuff. And it's because I believe in the things that I'm doing. But now, hit a roadblock that I need to try and reach out and give you an understanding of why I use help. I can't confirm this for sure, but right now, Coffee Bread and Coffee, we are basically moving inward.
There's pause. You say we said we're almost completely vertically integrated. Now, for this coffee company being vertically integrated, it was he owns a plantation somewhere in the world along then he sources the beans from his own plantation to his own coffee factory, where it has roasting equipment and roast beans. But then he also has his own packaging.
All right, we started with getting a 3 and out on him.
Everything. And then he also has his own fulfillment and distribution where everything gets mailed out to people. That's what a truly vertically integrated coffee company would look like. Now, he never mentioned like coffee plantation that he owned, right? But the implication here is pretty strong that he has a coffee factory, his own factory, his own roasting facility, and hence why he needs to purchase the K-Cup machine and go into debt for it, and then why you have to buy the Mother's Day gift box because we need this K-Cup machine. No? Like, in my mind, am I crazy?
No, that's literally what it is. That's literally what it is.
Roast our stuff, not our stuff.
We roast our stuff, we pack our stuff, we print our own bags. So yes, we print our own bags. Now, people use that as like a joke. People think that what I do, that I can print my own bags, as though it's a crazy idea. But here he claims that he prints his own fucking bags and bags his own shit. That's what he's claiming. Okay?
He's such a fucking pride sack of shit.
Things like that.
Touchdown!
That anyone else for was some of the boxes for
So the only thing they're talking about anybody else for that they have any outside help for this last year is the K-Cup boxes, as we say. Okay? That's what we say.
K-Cups. Some of the procedures around it. It's our coffee, but we had someone else helping put these boxes together so we can do all that.
It doesn't well apparently make sense without it. So he's roasting hundreds of pounds of coffee and then paying the shipping cost to move hundreds of pounds of coffee to some guy to pack in K-Cups.
Yeah,
And then ship it like back and then keep the building. It doesn't really make sense even then that this is how people
when I saw this, I was questioning this and being like, wait, you're shipping the coffee to another guy? They're being like, what the fuck are you talking about?
A person. I don't know for sure, but I suspected he's on my YouTube channel and didn't like my politics. And
so he's saying, so he's suspecting he has no idea that this is true. What he's claiming is that his K-Cup partner saw his YouTube channel, was disgusted by his politics, and then canceled Jared's K-Cup order. So therefore, he needs to have a K-Cup machine, so this could never happen again. Right? So it's a desperate need. The business needs this, okay? Let's continue.
while we have a 20,000 K-Cup order, basically decided to tell us, how it's in. I don't know what's going on. We haven't heard anything back. This is absolutely crippling. I'm already so extended contract coffee. I feel like this was the time that really caused maximum damage. How would they know that? What is the solution? Well, buy about $80,000 in equipment. And
so the solution is to buy $80,000 in equipment. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Let's continue.
I had the spy on. I was able to find somebody.
These other stands that maybe sailed in the air. And so I said, Okay, fine. Put it on my credit card. I'm gonna just
So he put it on. So he says, so he put it on his credit card. So he's saying he bought the machine for $80,000 already. Okay? Now, what's crazy is we're going to go back in time, bigger, but before this 2025 date, and we're going to see in 2022, 2023, and 2024, he already claimed back then, over the course of all of those years, to already own the cut machine. He had already been claiming he had this piece of machinery for 3 years prior to this. And now with this claims that he purchased the machine on his credit card for $80,000. Today, he now claims that he never, ever purchased the machine. And that it was always fulfilled through a third party. Always. That he always claimed that. This is the level of lies that we're
Bumble. We got it.
and that's a lot of good fun, credit card. And but we're going to say Mother's Day again. We're going to bring this last piece of the puzzle to us. We're even getting a chance to make our own coffee scrub.
Wait. So they're saying this is. So listen to what he just said. This is the last piece that we're bringing in house. Implying he already owns a factory with his father where it's roasted. He already owns that. He already owns a way to make his own packaging. He already has his own fulfillment center with workers. And the implication is also, although he doesn't say this, that he has his own plantation in Colombia or something, right? Vertically integrated. When you make that claim, that's what that means, okay? So, it's just crazy to me that now the entire story has changed.
Just as this slide, now knowing the actual truth today, this is a sliding scam.
And let's talk about the coffee scrub. He's going to buy a machine to make this coffee scrub. That never happened.
Return the money, Jared. Return the money.
But anyway,
Timeout. It's first quarter. Why would you call timeout?
Except for his Rolex watches from the fucking pocket.
It's RC car truck, cyber truck. He just nailed everybody.
Shit. But now you're running to sue everyone? Get fucked.
Well, that's what he's doing, by the way. And I fucking care because we have the receipts. We have the receipts about his lies on this. The leak of receipts. The truth is literally with us. The truth is not. He is a liar. And it's insane to think that he can get away with these lies when he's on videotape, contradicting himself so many times.
Into the first.
to help pay for it, I've done this one other time before, and what I did was I put together this very cool Founders Vault Pack.
So here is the grip. What he's going to say, you can't find these freeze-dried strawberries anywhere else.
Oh my god. There's only 1,000, and 200 of them are already gone in my live stream earlier today. It includes our freeze.
Well, he just burned all of his timeouts for the first half.
freezers not available anywhere else.
Odd choice.
These freeze-dried strawberries are available nowhere else. Nobody wants freeze-dried strawberries. What the fuck is wrong with that?
Anywhere else. It will also be the very.
I'm running it down his throat, really. Why put it in the air when it's been so easy on the ground? Oh.
We gotta get upstairs.
Delicious and chili orange. Also, we also
Sends up the play.
a signed numbered thank you card for these specific.
Thanks for the tutty, dummy.
Awesome. If I sell out of these, you can afford the machine, and this never happened.
Quit, please. I need quick wins.
So this will never happen. So he needs you to buy this, or the business will pay.
If I can convince you to give our company a try, which I tell you all the time, I think is the best out there. If you try our spring flavors, you're going to get it before anyone else. You're going to absolutely love it. and going to help stick to the stupid company that has screwed me over.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
Okay, if he didn't run up to the sideline like that, I think he would have been gone.
Debtors jammed over that.
So let me say, is the situation so serious? Is it so much debt for to purchase this equipment that he's already purchased, but he claims to have already purchased for his car, that he can't be thrown in debtor's prison unless you give him your money for this $1,000?
Wow.
Which is totally
That was quick strike touchdown.
That's how serious it may be. Now, mind you, there is no debtor's prison in the United States at this point in time, but don't let that play a year's grip.
Never. If you don't like coffee, I still have my bag of mixology cookbook, which I'll link to the description down below. And that will be shipping around the end of April. It's hilarious. We already have almost 50 recipes done. So like different themes of like cocktails, mocktails, coffee, tea drinks, summer drinks, fall drinks. But it's all got like
He was never high.
and the tailgate for Trump on really back on sale to really try and put money together. I just know, and if you don't like
Everybody's having to try and put money together, like these low level risks. It's like this is all lies. This is insane. All of the textbook is already purchased this machine that he now admits he never purchased.
He sold things, it's a better sale, like what the fuck?
Flavor coffee. We have tea, we have regular coffee, our blueberry coffee is really good. Our ultra silky, ultra dark roast is really good. Our 004 is good. Our Ethiopian is good. We have something for you. And so I'm hoping today you'll give Coffee Brand Coffee a chance, or you'll pick up a cookbook to help me get out in front of this a little bit. I know once we get this equipment in the office, there's nothing stopping Coffee Brand Coffee from being in the grocery. Maybe it's
So he's going to purchase this piece of equipment to be at the office. Okay? Why would you purchase this piece of equipment to put it in somebody else's space? Like, there's no proof, by the way, that this office or space is ever It's always either been a concrete facility or this Java Closet facility. And this is what he was representing, that he had his own roasting facility.
Hopefully by next year. And convenience stores and things like that.
4th and 3.
By the way, so he just said by the end of that year, it'd be in grocery stores, which was a lot. By the end of 2025, it was no retail settings at all. Another lot.
Is take out customers. I've got
We're going for it.
Yeah.
He's got $300,000 in debt floating. So that's the amount of his home equity loan. The question is, what did he spend the home equity loan money on? If he didn't spend it on the first coffee company, was it all for worry for this Mother's Day sale?
No way. No way. No, this is, he has places which is gambling and buying things. And he took the money to buy shit, in my opinion. If I let it, I'd be $90,000.
You notice he said there were no investors. But earlier last week, he told us that he does have part investors in the business, and he had to buy the house in order to get it to Walmart. Yet another buying inconsistency. It's truly twisted. And when somebody really does put together a well-edited compilation of all the contradictions and all the lies, what the fuck is he going to do then? The only thing stopping it is just somebody putting it together. But, we're going to put together a lot of the pieces where something can do it itself. Return to the Mac and Cheese, as we speak right now, has just put together an incredible effort post that I'm scavenging on to show you guys even more of Jared's lies that came out for today's vlog, which is one of the craziest videos ever once you see all of this content.
There's a huge stock on Mother's Day. I
got stuff. It looked like I had a completely wide open middle there.
Fully stocked on it. Fully stocked on our website. Fully vertically absolutely
fully vertically. So, maybe the case that you own the supply chain for coffee, from picking the beans to milk. That's what he's trying to claim here. This is not, we have a partner facility that makes our coffee for us and then ships it to Amazon and then ships it to you. That's not what he's representing here. It's so disingenuous for him to claim that.
so much. We handle our own customer service by the gatekeepers full-time.
No longer, she's fired. She might have taken this out. You're the entire customer service department by your own admission.
You know, I don't know why this guy did this, why this is happening now. It's literally the worst possible time.
Oh, intercepted!
That bus was going to boxes, keep us for the whole year. And if I don't buy this machine, get this stuff handled, get this equipment handled, or, you know,
We'll take this into the half.
just can't do it. Can't, you know, I could find somebody else to make the boxes, but there's still going to be 5.
We're up 14-7, so we'll just kneel on it twice. We'll go in at the half with the lead.
Building where I'm going to make a storefront.
Okay, here that year in 2025, he was going to move into a new facility with his roasting equipment and everything and open a storefront. He's going to have his own physical coffee brand coffee store. None of this ever materialized. This was all lies. These are all broken promises. This is a shameful grip. And they'll pretend like there's no there. They keep saying,
I just got gifted a LOLCal Live membership. Got the email for it. I don't even watch the fucking show.
People could walk in and get the coffee, which I think would be really awesome. That should be open later this year. And I've
He shanked it.
maybe a couple of pop-up shops.
If we have a good, put it together a good drive here, get a touchdown, he may have had enough.
I'll be signing everything all night tonight. If you don't like flavor coffee, just go to shop for a coffee or K-Cups. And we have all of our double cap, decaf, still some gingerbread coffee available. That's 50% off right now. We've got all some coffees.
it's what they even sell now.
25. It's the same coffee.
We have everything in K-Cup form, strawberries and cream, blueberry cobbler, all this stuff. We have something for everyone at coffeebrandcoffee.com, and I'm hoping we can help this guy and just no more relying on this.
He says no more relying on anybody else. He's created this us versus them mentality out of this random guy that he won't name who it is or who the company is, the supplier, but he's created this under-attack narrative of thin air. And it's that saying, once I get this money, guys,
God dang it.
all the equipment in-house, and I'll be able to, blow up. It was all lies. It was all lies. That's the United.
to learn. Hopefully, this will cover a chunk of it, a nice chunk of it, and once
First down.
all the rest of it. Or if we sell a bunch of truckloads, those are supposed to be for the studio. So literally the worst time imaginable to have this happen. And you guys have all been so helpful and thoughtful and supportive. With all the areas that was open here, some of it works, some of it didn't. But the pocket of it is working. We're not opening, we're not just want to do this ourselves. I can't.
But by the way, he says this in March of 2025. He doesn't want to have any investors or partners. So did the partners join the business in the last year and then he bought them out the last month? Or was this a lie at the time? Or are you lying now and you've never had any partners and that's your excuse for why you couldn't get into Walmart? But this is another blatant contradiction. It is.
I don't think anything fucking sense.
No, we can't believe anything. Like, it's pathological lies. And that's why they'll never launch the lawsuit. Because then people will get to the truth about the coffee company. This is the reality.
Yeah, it's a small fucking lie.
Yeah, it's-
consider picking up this phone.
Oh, tricky dicky. There we go.
Support small business. Really have about a dozen employees.
A dozen?
You know, you really care. You care about you, you care about our coffee.
A dozen? $2 on the fucking floor.
Right.
That's why I care.
If you're not a coffee person, people guarantee easily I can give something for you. And then remember us about Mother's Day.
Oh shit, I hit accept. I meant to hit decline.
Next ship. Making less money, but it's about expanding the reach of us. Taking this very seriously, and we've come so far exclusively because of all of you. And I wanted to reach out one more time. You see, we've got about 800 of these fountains packs left. That's it. Please pick one up today. If you don't like the flavored coffee, then there's a bunch of other stuff you can get. Although I highly recommend this. They gave me my wife worked very, very hard dialing this flavor in, multiple iterations. The freeze-dried strawberries are
Crazy hot strawberries are innovation. Yeah. It's come on, man. It's bullshit. It's white label. It's white label.
And they'll all be signed, numbered. They're going to ship in early April, so it's only a couple weeks to go have it. And you'll get it before everyone else.
Intercepted.
Thanks so much for always being there. Yeah. If you don't like coffee, pick up the negative results.
Okay, let's just go to the next one. We're going to introduce the evidence. Now, for whatever reason, I was on pretty short notice where I couldn't find the actual walkthrough tour of Jared's supposed coffee factory. But I just want to show you guys, this is what he was claiming, okay? Look at this. This is his roasting facility with allegedly his employee in coffee brand coffee shirt, okay? The implication is that he's doing everything in-house. Now, you're going to see within even this video, the whole line from this is the driver exposing
Video Coffee Grind Coffee HQ. I visited
yeah.
Born a complex your HQ. Like, and that's not even it. That's good.
He says he does roast his meat.
Uh-oh.
So that's the Mill Creek facility. You can see those in the Mill Creek machine that match up with the video with the supposed coffee brand coffee employees. Continue to its the exact same. Wait, that's the head roaster at Mill Creek. Is the employee wearing Jared's shirt? Oh. Yeah. Oh my God. Of Mill Creek is that same fucking guy. The longer you're
This.
I'm seeing what is it right there?
Oh my God.
It's almost instead on private label.
Coffee shops with scrap news to try coffee news.
Alright, I've got to do something about my choice. Like this month, it's done. International Mexican, Dom. International Women, Dom. Gay, Comic Con, Dom. It's all away companies. South put on a lot of base. It's a long. Holy fuck.
Touchdown!
What? I'm gay friend.
Hard not down. That's important. This is such a petty. I just hate this.
Wow, he jumped that far offside and still couldn't block it. By the way, this will be the last game tonight. I know I got some B teams left. I'm going to have to throw them in the C team section. This has gone on longer than I thought it would. So we might have a couple B teams we play in the C team section. Just throw that out there.
it out. I have these guys. This is all it's
But if this result holds, then we're going to start season 2 being 2-0.
Oh. So we can put it out there. So yeah, I bought a coffee company. He bought a coffee company. Big plans. I understand a company wanting to be critical, especially selling coffees. It's like coffee brand, coffee does not have expenses. You're never going to get, you're not going to get coffee. So, by the way, it has no political affiliation, but there's a promo code, Capital one the coffee company isn't political at all. Promo code, Capital years buy my coffee. That's still criticizing me. Been on my channel for any amount of time. I've spent the better part of the last 5 years covering companies who have gotten woke eventually. Well, okay. So, if we go to the next slide, because Jeremy is going to, tell us that he never bought the K-Cup machine. But if you go into the Jeremize and just search for K-Cup machine, you can see here back in September of 2022, he says, got my K-Cup machine on the way. Then, a few days earlier, he says, I bought my own K-Cup machine. There again, it says in July, buying a K-Cup machine. It's like the cost of a Subaru.
Bumble.
Before the clip that we just watched in 2025, where he's saying he's buying the K-Cup machine for $80,000. So he apparently, according to his claim, already had this equipment in 2022. If we go to the next slide, we can see him claiming to stop again. There it is in December of that same year. He bought a 50.
Crazy that he was able to get that off anyway, and he caught it. Now it's 4th and 7.
Now, what's funny about this is these videos have all been he deleted all the.
All right, we stopped him. He has no timeouts. He quit.
Videos, which I went in the limited amount of time I had between the vlog dropping and the show tonight. So I tried to download, and they're all gone. So this is the thumbnail, by the way, he did for this video. Before we get into that, honestly, Andy, I'm just going to have you straight up go to Return of the Mac and Cheese post on QB Farm. Because I sent you...
I mean, all right, let's see.
Yeah, let's go directly to the website and just go straight from this post, breaking it down, and then we're going to get into this vlog. Okay?
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
If we did, like...
Yeah,
let's see.
So, he looked up...
So I'm looking at B teams here. We did 1, 2, 3, 4. We got through 5 games. But we do have Buffalo and BYU we didn't get to. We're going to stick these B teams onto the C list for next time. So we'll play as Buffalo and BYU. We'll add it to California, Central Michigan, Charlotte, Cincinnati, Clemson, Coastal Carolina, Colorado, Colorado State. So next stream, you should get 10 freaking games because we're going to add the rest of the Bs to the Ds. So I'll see you all next time.